What is up, all you peeps and peepettes? Welcome back to a late night with the Dago at the True Crime Cafe. It is so awesome to have you guys back with us tonight. Tonight, guys, we're talking about Sebastian Rogers again, getting the word out, and I'm doing an open discussion with a panel as well as a live call in, guys. I want to hear what everybody's thoughts are on this tonight. If you can, please make sure to hit the like button on the way in, and let's get this show on the road. Here we go. What up, everybody? Welcome back. Good to see you tonight. Hope you're all having a great night tonight. What is going on with everyone here? I hope you're all had a great day today. Hope you all had a great day. I'm sorry. Um, Welcome back, guys. Again, we are going to be doing an open discussion with a live call in an open panel tonight in regards to what is going on in the Sebastian Rogers case. And again, where is this child and why is he not home yet? We'll talk about everything we know so far and what we have seen and heard. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you all for joining me for this tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you guys so very much. We got 52 awesome people in here with 36 likes, guys. Let's make that happen if we can. Get the word out and get this in the algorithm, guys. Thank you so very much, if you will. Very much appreciate that. Come on in, everybody. Grab a chair, grab a seat, get yourself comfortable, grab your coffee, tea, whatever it may be. Come on in here, have a conversation with me, if you will. I appreciate you so much. Coffee. See what we got here. Come on in, guys. Get a chair. Get a seat. Again, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys very, very much. I can't say it enough, folks. All the meatballs dropping by. I appreciate you so very much as well. All the moderators, thank you for what you do and thank you for being here. I couldn't do it without you guys, nor would I want to, honestly, because you guys are so amazing. We need to do as much as we can to get this out there, guys. There's just nothing happening and it's driving me crazy. And as always, I want to give you guys the option to speak your mind and talk your stuff on this. As always, everybody deserves a chance to voice their opinions. Excuse me. Come on in, everybody. Get comfortable and make sure you're hitting that like button on the way in the door. Leave me a little bit of DNA there if you will, and let's get this in that algorithm, please. Come on, come on. We got 66 peeps in here and 43 likes. We're getting there. We are getting there. I absolutely like everybody's opinion. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. I was hoping and praying that this case would be closed by the end of this week and that Sebastian would be home, folks. That was my thought and prayer for this case. At this point, I was really hoping we'd be done with this by the end of this week, so we'll see. We got one more day. Could tonight be the night that he comes home? Could tomorrow be the day that they find him? We gotta figure it out. We gotta figure it out. Yes, you can call in. Absolutely, you can call in. Kimber, I'm going to set up the phone lines, turn them up, turn them on, and let you guys call in. We will have to keep these calls at 3-minute minimum, folks. That way everybody has a chance to make their call and voice their opinion. So, yes, that is the point in this tonight. It would absolutely be a blessing tomorrow for Good Friday, 100%. I'm down with that for sure. Come on in, guys. Let's see who we got in here so far. Get comfortable, folks. Looks like Annie Peterson. Welcome back, ma'am. Good to see you. Breeze to Wind. Welcome back to UCL. Always a pleasure to see you. Aeneas 24. Welcome back to you. There's my Doodlebug. Welcome back, Doodle. Always happy to have you here. Groot is in the house. Miss Victoria, welcome back to you, ma'am. Let's see, Miss Kimber again. Thank you for calling, joining in. I appreciate you very much. Ms. Holly, welcome back to you. Great to see you. Great Pearl, always a pleasure. Welcome back. Welcome back. Debbie Clark, welcome back. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Respect the unknown, as I always will. Thank you for joining us. Miss Carolyn Miller, welcome back. Great to see you tonight. Columinati and Mr. Fiance is in the house, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you so much. Lou Hellickson, always a pleasure to see you. Welcome back. Good to have you here. Miss Lisa Leho, thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you. B. Williams, welcome back to you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us tonight. Brandy B, walking in the door without hitting that like button. What is going on with you? Come on now. Let's do this. Come on in. Come on in. Jody Walters, welcome back to you. Great to see you. Trinity Fortis, welcome. Good to see you. Golf Inspector General's in the house. Hope to hear from you tonight, Golf. Thank you for joining us tonight. Marina Girl, welcome back. Great to see you. Senny Kerp is in the house. What's going on, Senny? Good to see you. And hello, Big Al. Good to see you, brother. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us if you're here. Let me see. Party of 5 back in the house again. Great to have you here, Party. Evie Marie, welcome back, dear. Good to see you tonight. Let me see. Am I missing anybody? Catherine 2929, welcome back. Great to have you here. Let me check here at the top. Miss Holly, always a pleasure. Kate Pruitt or CJ, whoever that is, welcome. Tracy again, welcome back to you. Leo's in the house. Welcome back, Leo. Good to see you. Crash and Crime, good to have you here. Good to see you. Willow's mama, welcome back to you. Let me see here. All right. Jackie Bushable's in the house. Welcome back, Jackie. Great to see you. Jerry Stinger, what is going on? I see you there. There you are. Come on in. Cluminati saying hey to everybody. Thank you for jumping in, Clue. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Brandy, again. Brandy saying thanks to everyone that the TikTok for Sebastian is now at 2,207 views. You guys are awesome. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for such a great job on that, Brandy. Maury's in the house. Welcome back. Good to see you. Thank you for doing that, Jerry Stinger. I appreciate you very much. La la la. Let me see. Am I missing anybody down here? Steve, welcome back, my friend. Deb SWTC in the house. Deb Wilkes, welcome back to you. Jesse Alwine, welcome back. Good to have you. Good to see you. Absolutely appreciate that, Miss Kimber. Yes. I think I got everybody that's in here so far. Come on in, guys. CL, welcome back to you. You guys might have got a 2-for-1 tonight. Looking at people I might have doubled up on. There's Big Ohio Al. What's up, brother? Good to see you tonight. Sure did now, didn't it, Kimber? We're going to throw a little bit of that out there, too. Just to keep everybody up to date with what's going on with Riley. Miss Shelley, welcome back. Shaz Banda, welcome back to you. Good to see you tonight. Miss Zelda, hello. You deserve that sleep. Heading back to work, working her butt off and jumping in here. You are so appreciated. Crazy Wheels, welcome. Good to see you. Miss Jilly Bean, welcome back to you. Thank you for joining us. Gianna, welcome. Great to see you. For what, Clue? I just talked to you guys. That don't make no sense. Shane Nolan, welcome. Good to have you here. Good to see you. Miss Sherry's in the house. Welcome back. Wisdom Speaks. Oh, Brandy, can you drop that TikTok link again? Gray Pearl's looking for it. Oh, well, shit. Sorry. Cletus. My apologies. Clutus. We'll just stay with that. Clutus. Welcome, both of you. Thank you, Miss Delta. And again, thank you to any and all of you that have donated to those links to support this channel. It keeps me rolling day to day, guys. I appreciate you so very much for that. So, from the heart, thank you so very much. It is appreciated. And thank you, Zelda, for popping that up there. Hello, unknown caller. How are ya? Come on in, everybody. All right, let me get this loaded up first. We got a couple things we're going to look at as well with the call in and the panel and all that fun stuff. Let me pin this link over here. Boom. Okay. Oh, no worries, Sherry. We're going to check that out tonight, too. Thank you, Brandy, for that. I got the link pinned in the chat to bring anybody up here that would want to join me up here and express their views, opinions, thoughts, and any of that feelings on this tonight. I will open up the phone lines here shortly as well. And we will get things rolling. Come on in, folks. Get comfortable. 82 people with 66 likes. We can do better than that. Come on now. Share this out, guys. Let everybody see it, if you will. Miss Deborah Lynn Polly Putnam, welcome back to you. Thank you so much for that, Zelda, again. And thank you to anybody that has purchased and or sent anything to me via Amazon. Lord knows I appreciate that so very much as well. It helps me with all my equipment and stuff that I use to do what I'm doing, guys. So thank you for that. And, of course, the coffee. God knows I love the coffee. We're going to talk about that tonight. Respect the unknown for sure. Never Never unknown caller, never. Chris Wyant, welcome. Good to see you. And if you will, guys, one more time, as you're coming through that door, please just reach over to your right, take that finger and hit that like button just one time for me. It doesn't cost you a cent, and it takes us all around the world, guys. Come on in. Oh, that sucks, Brady. I'm sorry to hear that. Ugh. Thank you, Golf. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, we might have to look at that too, just to see and talk about that a little bit. Talk about a little bit everything tonight if we can. If I can make it, guys. I'm a little bit tired. Welcome, Tammy Pauly. Good to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Nothing real super interesting. Crafts and crime. I kind of wanted your guys' feelings and thoughts and theories and opinions, as well as what I feel on certain things, and opening up the phone lines to have a call in and listen to your guys' feelings up on the panel here as well. Spooky Paws, welcome. Thank you for that, Miss Zelda, guys. That is the link to Cluminati's channel. Cletus and Cluminati have been out boots on the ground with this case as well, pushing, trying to get Sebastian home as much as we are here, along with quite a few other channels. Duchess, her crime channel, Arctic Fox, True Crime, Treb's channel. There's quite a few channels that are out there pushing to get the word out there on this, get the flyers out there. Quite a few people, boots on the ground, as you might see tonight, as we're looking at some stuff. So we got to respect these people that are trying to do this. There's amazing creators out there that are doing this because we care, folks. That's really all that it is, because we care. Bada bing, bada boom. What the heck is all that? Can you hear me? That's echo bad. That was interesting. There's Miss Duchess's channel, guys. Duchess, Dutch for the missing. Still got an echo. Yes. Like the unknown we have tonight. Trev channel, there's a link to that one. I don't know why. That's weird. We'll get it right sooner or later. Infamous unknown, thank you very much. Can you hear me? Still echoing. Welcome back, Gwen. Welcome, Carito and Carito 11. Come crime with me. Love the name. That's cute. Welcome. Good to see you. We're going to talk about that too. Whatever you guys feel, we're going to talk about that tonight, in hopes that tonight may be the night that Sebastian comes home, or tomorrow, being it's the last day of the week. Hello? Something ain't working right. Can you hear me? That's weird. I don't get that. We don't ever have problems with when Clue comes up here. My audio's going through on Clue's StreamYard, so she's got, maybe her microphone's too close to something. We'll get it right here. Welcome, B. Williams. I don't think it's special effects. I think she's just struggling with something over there. Let me see what's up over here. Let me check something, you guys. All my settings are the same. Let me try something. Golf Inspector, do me a favor if you wouldn't mind here and click the link and come up here and see if we have the same problem with you. Hello? Okay, no echo so far. Can you hear me? I did see that, Credo. We're going to talk about that too. Good golly, Molly. Good to see you tonight, dear. Good to have you here. Hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Absolutely fine.
So we're not having the problem. So it's something going on Clue's side of maybe her microphone or something. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's something in StreamYard. I thought it was because your audio went through her. You could see that it was her little icon that was moving.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
But it's not doing it with you, so I think we're okay on this side. So
Yeah.
it's got to be something out that way with StreamYard. Yeah, you sound really good, by the way, tonight.
Thank you.
Well, welcome either way. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, let's try
Hello,
this again.
everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh,
What was going on?
better.
So I like hooked my phone up to my computer so I could like text while I'm like on it. And apparently it was overtaking the microphone.
Oh,
There you go. I got you. Makes sense. Well, welcome to all of you. Cletus, not Mr. Fiance, sorry.
No, I was like, what happened to Cletus?
I don't know. I keep hearing different names. I was just trying to throw the right one out there. That's all.
I don't care. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Oh, I know. Welcome, everybody. It's up here. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm going to do this for a little bit, and then we're going to open up the phone lines, allow some call-ins as well, for sure. The deal with tonight, guys, is all of what you all think about where we're at so far, what we've seen, what we've heard, and what we think, as to what the hell is going on with this, because there's really no good answer thus far. Chris Wyant, I can Clue and her man Yin and Yang. They're good together. The Yin Yang twins, right? There we go.
That's funny.
Yeah, we can. I think I have my captions aren't on, Charlie. I thought I turned that on earlier, actually. It should be on. I think. Let me see. Let me check in my settings here real quick. Orientation settings are disabled while live. Okay. What the hell? I don't know. They should be on. I don't know what's going on. Clee with the D. All right, Lou. That's new. Clee with the D. Interesting. K Dips 18. Welcome back to you. Good to see you. Known caller. All of you, unknown caller and known caller, and who how many do we have in here? Good Lord. Unknown, infamous unknown. You guys are just, wow, lots of you guys. Cat K, welcome back. Good to see you. My crime time, thank you for joining me. Gut feeling is that Sebastian will be found Saturday or Sunday in the woods going north from the home, 4 to 4.5 miles, fingers crossed. Well, hell, that's pretty specific.
That's
damn.
oddly specific.
Very specific, Lord.
Oh, wait a second. That's that psychic.
Oh,
no,
okay.
No. That I'm not saying that person is, but somebody sent me a video earlier with a girl talking about Latimer Road. Family connection. I'm telling y'all.
I've had a feeling since day one that
he really
that
has
area. And I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I'm psychic or got any kind of anything, but when you look at a map, if somebody were to run off and not want to be found, or if there is no footage,
That is where you
That
go.
is the way you could go and absolutely stand the best chance to not be caught on a camera.
There were some people, multiple people, couple people earlier, threw Molly some info, and she hit her mapping and started looking it up and came up with some coordinates about some river north of the house, 45 miles exact, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And she came up with a whole thing with that, and I was like, well, shit. And if they find him, go ahead.
Hello.
45
Send it to
miles.
me.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, do you still have those coordinates and everything, Molly? If you do, drop it in the DM and I'll send it to them and let them go. It's a name of another river. Shit, what was that called, Molly?
What river's up there?
I can't remember. She said it in the end of my earlier stream.
I'm trying. I mean, maybe it kind of depends on which direction, but
It was north, all north.
45 minutes north of Nashville.
45 minutes or 45 miles. I can't remember.
Oh,
but she's
from
got
the
it.
house, right?
Yeah, from the house itself. I don't know if it was Twin River Kim or if it was another name, but she said it earlier. I didn't write it down like a dumb butt.
Law, y'all done made fiance get his map out.
Mm-hmm.
well, let me just say, if Sebastian is found around Latimer, sorry, then we'll know that Cletus is clairvoyant.
Yes, he's a psychic.
negative.
Hey, we did tarot cards the other night.
I
Now
saw that.
Good night, Miss Zelda.
You
Have a
have
great night, hon.
you have a new career future right there.
Yes, we can get him to throw up maybe a Jamaican accent, and instead
oh,
of
he has it already. Tell him your catchphrase. Do
instead
it.
of Cleo, it could be Cletus.
No,
He already has a catchphrase. Listen.
Swami, talk to me, mammy.
What?
Yeah.
Say
You
that
gotta say
again.
it with conviction.
I'm sorry, I'm looking. They're talking about Barren River.
Okay, conviction.
That was hilarious, bro.
Go.
Good. I'm looking at the map.
Swim it, talk to me, mammy.
There you go.
Here, you kill me. That was great. Come and talk to Cletus.
Why do you sound like that guy off The Simpsons in the store?
Oh, don't ask me why. I don't even know what accent that was. So Swami Cletus.
Swami, Swammy. You got to get it right now.
When he says it, like when he's feeling it, it is freaking amazing.
I can see him doing a little gyration with it. That's hilarious.
I just got to find a table. Like what we're going to do is get a table and cut a hole in it and then find a glass fishbowl. We're just going to have him pop up in the middle like he's in the ball.
Right. Yeah. That would be too much. I'd probably piss myself laughing. Honestly. Let's see here. Jane Doe, welcome back. Good to see you. NHGG from Morning One. That's a mouthful.
Oh, I think.
Old Hickory River. Where did Molly go? I swear she was in here. Congrats, Josie, for 7 months as a community member, a family member, and most of all, a meatball. Thank you so much for being here for that long. I appreciate you so much, Josie. Twin Rivers, is that what it is? Twin Rivers? I swear it was a different name.
Three Springs.
Nope, it was something else. I can't think of it. Damn it.
You said a different one the first time.
Well, Barren River is
Barren?
roughly.
Maybe that's it. It might be Barren. It might be.
Where is that at?
That's
Is it? Yeah, it's in Kentucky, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
Yep, that's what she said. She said it's in Kentucky.
yeah, I mean that would be about the right distance.
If you want to come on panel, unknown caller, you can click that link in the chat. It's been there to come on the panel, but you have to come backstage and show your face for at least a second so I can make sure it's your face and not another body part. And then you can come up on panel. That's all.
Oh, yeah, that just happened the other day to somebody's channel.
Mm-hmm.
What? What happened?
They got bombed.
Yeah, they came on panel showing a certain body part that was not their face.
Oh shit. PP?
Yeah, we don't want to see no peepees. No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
I think that happened to you before, Dago, hasn't it?
A long time ago, once, and I caught it just in
Yeah.
time, and I flipped the screen on it. But yeah, it's happened.
Yeah.
I've seen other things too, you guys.
David.
Other things. I've seen other things that I didn't want to. Somebody did a real good one on me when I was in the other community towards the end, and however they posed for that one, I was confused with because it was all backwards, upside down, and inside out. So I was just like, okay.
Oh,
Thank God I didn't put it up on the panel, but I was just like, I didn't even know. I thought I was embarrassed. You ever get embarrassed when you see something like I'm a grown man, almost 50 years old, and I seen that and was embarrassed, so it was bad.
we're being creative with it.
It was very creative. I'll just put it that way.
Um,
154 peeps in here. I wasn't even paying attention. Good Lord, you guys are quick, and we got 105 likes, so we are out there. You guys are awesome. Welcome, Miss Leslie. Welcome. Good to have you tonight. Thank you. Good gosh is right, Deborah. It was horrible. I think I had nightmares for a while after that one. Chocolate starfish is all I can say.
Oh my God, are you serious?
100%, and it was all clear, just like I was at the drive-in movies.
Ew. How do you even get your phone down there?
That's what I said. It was creative, okay? Like how they posed for that, I have no clue, but it was gross. But anyway.
They got their selfie light out.
You got chili roomed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, guys, you're missing all sorts of fun chatting here tonight. But yeah, that's why for anybody that ever asks me, because I've had people that weren't comfortable with doing that. It's only for a second so I can see your face backstage to make sure you're going to show your face and not something else, because it's happened to a lot of us guys. Not because we're trying to see what you look like, just because I want to make sure that's what we're going to see on the panel. That's all. Other than that, you don't have to show your face ever, you guys. No caller said maybe they had a tripod. Who knows? I don't know.
or very long arms.
Right. Kind of close to. I don't know what that is. I can tell it's your fingers.
My fingers.
Yes, I thought so. But yes, show your face, not your waist. Bingo. That's the best way to put it.
Oh, that's what what's his face says. T-Rev.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They moved that RV, y'all. I see a lot of people saying that they moved it in the beginning. They did move it in the beginning, but they moved it from his work site.
Yeah, he brought it back from Memphis and then parked it. They moved the van and stuff around so that they could have other people park in the driveway as well.
And it wasn't like right in the beginning, was it? It was
No, it was like a few days in or a weekend.
I think it was 2 days after the fact.
Yeah.
Was it there when we went by the first time?
No.
Then it
no, because you mentioned that it was.
It was over a few days because
we went the first time on the 3rd.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember when the second time.
He probably, you got to think about it, y'all. He probably wasn't cleared, none of them, to leave.
Right.
At first.
Yeah.
That I can agree with.
You would hope anyway.
Did you all go by there today? Clue at all?
What? Mm-mm.
Did you all go by there today?
We were in the area, yeah, but no.
Okay, I'm just curious if they were back or not. Because people are talking about her being back and him not.
Well, according to Fox 17, I think
they all went to that meeting, so I don't. But it also looked like they were on. They did a news thing today too, and it looked like it was a Zoom. So we don't. I mean, well, the dad said he was in the room with them today, but then with virtual meetings, you never know if that means like in a meeting room. You know what I mean? Am I making sense?
Yeah. Like a Zoom or face to face. Yeah.
Because he said that they hadn't talked to him, or they were talking about how long it's been since they've talked, and he was like, "Well, I was in the room with them today talking," but who knows what that means?
Well, it was posted on the one Facebook page, the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. I was sent a screenshot of it from there. It says I scrolled through but didn't see it, but it looks like Seth and Katie met with Sumner County Sheriff's Office today. Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and we're shown a video, but it's still to be confirmed.
Well,
I don't know.
they updated it, or another one. Another
Fox
news.
17 put out an article before they put that video out.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to play that video, right?
Yeah.
So there's an article before that says they all were there.
So not just the bio dad and the bio
Right.
mom. Okay. Speaking of the Facebook group, did you ever read the note or the little post that the bio dad's mom put out there back on, what was it? I think it was March 16th. She posted in the group her feelings very openly.
Mm-mm.
You didn't see that?
I didn't either.
Oh,
No.
gosh. I don't know how to send it to you. There you go.
You can send an email.
I think I did see that last night when all that ruckus was going on and we were trying to figure out what was happening, but I never did read it. I never did read it. I think it's pinned or whatever you call it to the top of that group. Or I think
Let me look real quick.
Yeah, see if you can find it. It's the it's called Find Sebastian Rogers, Hendersonville.
Okay. There's my email if you want to send me anything, or if anybody wants to send anything, that's perfectly fine.
Oh shoot.
I guess we can start off watching this from Fox.
I wish I could remember her name. Robin. Okay.
Robin Rogers.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, his mom. Yeah. Okay, I remember. I remember something with that. I don't think I saw the whole thing though. I think I saw clips. Josh,
it's just words.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a long post.
Okay.
I found it interesting.
I may be hated or banned after this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'm not sold on the fact that the Proudfoots did it. In past crime stories, I have watched the suspect usually tries to play the victim, not be as cocky as Chris. The Proudfoots are taking most the hate and blame here, but they were the first ones to go to media and ask for help. No one in this case went and asked for help until 8 days after Sebastian went missing, which is also odd to me. Sometimes the suspect will insert themselves into the investigation and even go on searches. I have seen more guilty people fake cry than I have get cocky. Just my opinion. I know the dad said he was at work and he has said he works in LE, but was he in a car alone that night? Was he parked somewhere as LE usually do on a night shift? Could someone Sebastian knew and trusted knocked on his window that night? Would Chris admit to corporal punishment if he actually did something here? Trust me, I see that the Proudfoots did not get a story straight and have made changes, but that doesn't make them guilty. And this is his mom?
I mean, that's true. That is.
I'm reading the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Golf Inspector. I gotcha.
Yeah. No, I think you're reading the wrong thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're reading.
Well, I was going to say, she got some great points, though.
Yeah, they are good points. And Seth, by the way, for those of you that don't know this, Seth, he does work for the Davidson County, but he works in the jail, guys. He's a jailer. He doesn't work out on the road.
I was wondering, you don't know where you're.
On that one, I was like, what?
Right.
Yeah, he's a correctional officer.
I don't know why nothing's pulling up with her name.
I don't know.
No,
I just found it.
On the home screen.
Okay, well,
last night.
let me look. Because things get posted every 10 minutes.
let me pull this up first, and then we'll go to that. Or this up. Yeah, sorry. Hold on a minute. I'm going to pull what Golf sent me first, and then we'll go to the other thing. My apologies. Let's see here. Again, thank you, Golf.
And by the way, Clue, I was thinking about that too, like how he's willing to do everything, and that can seem, it can be a good cover, right?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I first and foremost want to thank everybody for their prayers, and especially to those who have put boots on the ground. Clue and Cletus. Looking for my grandson, I see a lot of people thinking that things have been manipulated and feeling sorry for the mother and stepdad. The biggest manipulator of information in this whole scenario is Chris Proudfoot. He accuses YouTubers of manipulating info while he's the biggest spinner of all. He thinks that there's three sides to every truth. No, there's three sides to every truth. There's three sides to every story. Sorry, that was repeated for some reason. But only one side to the truth. I am so frustrated and so angry. I spoke to my grandson. Oh, wait a minute.
Next picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's screenshots.
Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on. Something happened here. I'm going to have to redo this. I spoke to my grandson. And it won't let me open up the other part of that. But anyway, it says today is day 32 in the search for Sebastian. 32 days of an empty desk at Beach High School, 32 days of an untouched video game controller, and 32 days of an empty bedroom. It won't let me open up the see mores on those to open the rest of it. But
no, I sent you 2 pictures, 2 screenshots. There you go.
Oh, that's what I had pulled up. Let me go back and see if maybe it didn't upload right or something when I downloaded it in. Hold on. My apologies, guys.
There should be 2 pictures, 2 screenshots.
Oh, bing! I see. I just clicked on that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, you were right. Let me pull this one down. Let me pull this one up. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, move that. And this is the secondary one. Okay, it's a little bit longer. There we go. That's better. Once again. Well, that's the same one. Oh no.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah, I see it now. I got it now. He thinks that let me get down to where I was. I have not spoken to TBI at this point. However, I think this will change this week. If info is not provided that brings my grandson home, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth needs to be put out there. When you tell the truth, the whole truth, the stories don't change, timeline don't change, facts come out. If you want to feel sorry or sad for someone, think about Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. Sebastian is his whole life. His reason for being. And maybe you should look into Katie's background and her family and her history of making fanned manipulating people to family or something, manipulating people to do her bidding. I think you'll find some interesting facts will come out. For now, please just keep Sebastian's name and face out there. Please help me find my grandson. His dad is beside himself and needs some closure. Sorry about that, guys. And give me 1 second. I have to grab something real quick.
Is that what you were talking about, Goff?
Yeah. And that was put out on March 16th.
I really despise the going against the animosity between the people. You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
why are you putting a post out to tell people to feel sorry for him? Almost like it's not human nature to already do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's
they put their family drama out there in full force on both sides, it seems like. But I mean, I have not to this day heard the father say anything bad about the bio mom or the stepdad. I don't know if you heard anything, but I have not. What I've seen.
What was that? What was that? One more time.
I said to this day, I have not heard one bad word come out of the biological father about the mom and the stepdad.
maybe not directly.
I
I
thought
mean,
that.
if he alludes, but he's never said like, anything like the Proudfoots has at all. He's just like, I don't want this drama. I'm looking for my son. That's
I'm-
it.
I was trying to think what they've said. I haven't really heard them say anything bad about him either.
Uh, yeah.
Have you? I'm
I'm
trying to.
trying to remember, right? Because
They dragged him a little bit on the YouTube channels. So not on the news channels, but on the YouTube channels they have.
okay.
All right, let's see here. Let's pull this up here real quick for you guys. Next, once we show all these things, we're going to talk about it. Boom.
I think his interview last night probably was the most I've heard him say
Yeah.
by way of negative. Like he was saying um something about his first marriage he learned, can't you see? Or something like that. And it was like,
Right.
there's no need for that. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
From either side, truly. Hey,
Right.
12 gauge, good to see you.
I think it's I think it's funny because going from the Idaho thing to this and sort of looking at the progression of things, right? And it's like in Idaho, I can't really, I can think of more people that were discussed and really gone after from a suspect point of view than weren't, right? I don't think there's a name out there that hasn't been evaluated as suspect. And
Mhm.
in this situation, I'm seeing the same progression starting to unfold a little bit.
I do
It
agree.
seems to be heading that way, and it's like you got to wonder: is that just the nature of not knowing, or is there something that drives that? You know?
Well, what drives it is there's no answer in any of it. So you have to look at all the players. It's as simple as that.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. That's why I said you got to look at both sides of the fence in every aspect. Okay.
But in this case, it is a fact that the biological father was at work. So he has an alibi and he worked the night shift.
Right.
Yep.
So, he's counted for. So how do you look at him? Honestly, it's like impossible. Almost.
Well, I will say this much. The thing I don't like in this case, and this is 150%, I will never back down from this. I don't care what anybody says. I've seen the divorce papers, and
Yeah.
there are photos of
Yes.
what some people don't like about the other party.
Correct.
And it's like, so why aren't we looking at the other party with the photos associated with them and thinking the same thing?
Correct. But there is a difference between abusing a child and unaliving a child.
Right. That's true. But
But we don't know that they did
right.
that part. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying like a child just doesn't disappear. It's as
Right.
simple as that. So that child is somewhere, and hopefully he's alive. Hopefully Sebastian is alive. But if he's not, then somebody did something to him.
Yes.
CL, I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying, guys. I've been kind of trying to nonchalantly say that for a while. Everyone needs to be looked at in the same sense. Everybody needs to be nobody should be treated any different than the other, is all I'm saying. At this point, not yet. Okay. Now I know that some things that have been said and have looked crazy. don't get me wrong, because I'm right there with you guys. Certain interviews have come up like and it's kind of like, why are you doing this? Why? Because none of this has had anything to do with Seth, or I'm sorry, with Sebastian. And finding him and bringing him home. It's all a bunch of other stuff. And as Cletus puts it, the circus act that's going on around all this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and it's insane. It's insane. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm looking at this comment. Everybody done turned on Seth. That's not the case. And I hate when I did a live yesterday and people were, oh, you done turned. No, I'm using my brain before anyone else. And I'm going, you know what? All three of these people need to be treated equally.
Yes.
Innocent until proven guilty, but still a little sus. Give them a side eye.
And we've all been looking at it that way for a long time, you guys. You know, we may be talking about one thing and looking at another thing and talking about another thing and then looking at one thing. We've always looked at this the same way. Like, what about this? What about that? What about this? And what about that? You can't forget about this or that. You know what I mean? It's the same way. You can't just, because one person seems to be different than the other, you can't treat it like that until you know for a fact, is all I'm saying. So,
Sure, but you have to look at the motivation too. Like we know that he was going to go live with his father, so his father doesn't have any motivation of hiding him because he was going there, right?
Of course, yeah.
Number one. Number two, we also know that the stepdad also used his belt on Sebastian, not on one time, but he has admittedly said more than one time, even though he lied on Nancy Grace, right? So we know that, and there's
I agree. I agree. Listen, like that's what I'm trying to say is I agree that these things they're bad. They're just you're right, Golf. They're bad. Period. And I've been saying that. Welcome, Robin 407. There's other things that I think are being outshined by those things that we can't just say, okay, well, just because, how can I put this? Just because one of these people is looking better on YouTube per se than the others are, doesn't mean you can ignore that side of things. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure, but my lady doth protest too much is what I'm getting from one side, right?
Yeah.
And that's a problem. That's obviously caused a lot of issues and it's caused a lot of confusion. And that's why, you know, he did it to himself. Let's just say that by going on all these YouTube shows.
That's it right there. Yep.
Yeah. And
never
so
these interviews.
correct. So I can tell you for like my own, there's two things that I'm looking at and that everybody, or at least the stepdad and the mom always points out. And it stuck out to me. And that is he left in the clothes and she's very specific and no shoes, right? The shoes, it's all about the shoes and the clothing. And that sort of is a red flag for me.
Sure. I can see why.
The shoes and the clothes.
Yeah, we've all been looking at all of specific things and it's almost kind of like well, hell, I don't even know how to put it, what I'm trying to say, because it's not broken out in my head yet. Let me play this interview real quick, and we'll go back to this, what I'm saying. So, and I agree with that one. I hope they do find him soon, 100%. All right, here we go, real quick. Let me know how this sounds, too, by the way.
More than a month since your son went missing. How are you feeling today?
Same as I was yesterday. Just continuing the search, continue looking. I'm not going to give up. Nobody can make me give up.
And where have you been searching? Where do you think he is?
I've been searching everywhere. I mean, anything out of that 5 mile radius that the initial search did, they covered everything there. Elsewhere, I mean, we got a lot of territory to cover. And it being over a month, he could be anywhere. So I'm searching everywhere.
You and Chris had a meeting with TBI today. Did you find out any new information?
Not that I can discuss.
Any progression that might show hope in this search?
Oh, I always have hope. Can't take that away from me.
And how confident are you that Sebastian is alive, and what do you think he's doing right now?
Pretty sure he's probably playing video games somewhere. Nobody's letting him, whoever's got him, they're not letting him see the regular news. They're not letting him surf the internet. Or else he'd know that I'm looking for him. And he'd know that he should actually be trying to get a hold of me. And that keeps me going.
Is there a strong reason to believe he may have been abducted?
I don't know if he's been abducted or if he's just, over at a friend's house. Never know. But I'll know when I find him. I'll know exactly what has happened to him.
And other news outlets were reporting that there were lights seen in the backyard that were caught on camera by a neighbor's video. Is that true?
No. What that was a trash truck. Went through, picked up trash, and when it left, of course it went faster. It didn't have to stop to pick up trash. That's just false information provided by a particular person.
Did the dog ever pick up scent for Sebastian?
From my information that I've been given, no.
Did they find anything on Sebastian's cell phone that would, kind of show that he was going to run away or where he might be?
Not that I know of. He didn't have any internet access or anything on there. He'd have been able to call, text, take a picture, send a picture, use the calculator. That's about it.
Was Sebastian in school on Friday, the day before he went missing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you, Chris, or Katie, or any of you suspects in this case?
No, we're not.
Have you been cleared?
I don't know if the investigation is still ongoing. We wouldn't be cleared until the investigation's done. But currently, from my understanding, they don't have any information that would attach us to any wrongdoing.
CPS has gone to Katie's house before. You didn't know about that until this investigation. How does that make you feel?
That somebody somewhere dropped the ball because I was never informed. And I'm the biological father. I have joint legal, joint physical custody. Somebody dropped the ball and didn't reach out and inform the father, which is me. And I don't understand why the state dropped the ball on that one.
And how did you find out about CPS?
Podcast.
And I mean, does that concern you, especially with this case, that they might have done something to cause him to run away?
I don't know what that really means, but I just know that I don't have all the information.
Is there an official timeline? And I know people, there was, we went to bed at this hour, but does TBI or anyone have an official timeline as to the series?
I'm pretty sure they do, but I'm not involved in the investigation, so I wouldn't have it.
Have the three of you been in contact every day like you were several weeks ago about this?
I was in contact with both Kitty and Chris today, but I've heard he said his phone is open and available. Well, so is mine. You can leave a voicemail. Like 7 or 8 people have already left me voicemails today. I'm going. I get people calling me while I'm on the phone, and it's like I can't just sit there and answer the phone for everybody. If I did that, I probably wouldn't be able to get out of my house.
There's been a lot of criticism over this investigation. I'm sure you've been How does that make you feel in a time where you're just trying to find your son?
People are being that goes back to those keyboard warriors I talked about on the first interview that you and I had. They're still at it. They'll never stop. There's cowards in this world, and then there's people who are go-getters. My feet, they're on the ground. They're never going to leave the ground. I'm going to find my son. Period.
And plans, today on moving forward, any more resources being used on this investigation, or anything you have to say about that?
The United Cajun Navy is currently sitting down there right now at 90 Volunteer Drive in Hendersonville. 10:30. That's when volunteers need to show up. 10:30. Show up, have your ID, sign the paperwork, and they send people out in teams. When you show up, there ain't nobody there except for a couple people. That's because they've already sent teams out. They're just going to keep sending teams out until we find my son.
Have there been a lot of volunteers coming out to help find Sebastian?
Today there was, and I want to thank everybody who did come out. We're seeing an increase, and we're going to continue to see an increase. I'd like the whole state of Tennessee to volunteer, and then we'll hit other states.
And you're Sebastian's father. Tell me, what is Sebastian like?
He's a unique child. All right. It's really hard to describe my son. Besides being unique, whether he's up to no good or he's up to good, he's just got that uniqueness about him. It's really hard to describe. He's my mini me. If he has a goal, he's going to accomplish that goal. People at school, They liked him. All the kids are wanting to know when he's going to come back. They want to help and volunteer. Teachers are wanting, they're putting out prayers every day. Everybody, it's coming up. It's Easter. I'm hoping for an Easter miracle. I could definitely use it in my life right now.
And why did they search the landfill?
I have no idea. They didn't, not part of the investigation. They're not going to tell me stuff. I am emotionally attached, as any parent should be.
And how often do you meet with TBI?
If I call them all the time. Call, text, hey, any new news? They either let me know or they let me know.
Are you happy with the work that all these agencies have done, or do you think there needs to be more?
There could probably always be more. We just got to figure out what more is necessary. Am I happy with them? I'm not unhappy. But you asked me that after my son's back, and it's going to be, I'm happy. All right. Because in law enforcement, it's always goal oriented. Go to work, put a smile on your face, get the job done. I know that they're putting their effort, 150% effort into this. And I appreciate that. And I'm hoping it will pay off with fruition.
Do you think Katie and Chris are suspects?
I have no idea.
Sebastian's been missing for more than a month now. What keeps you getting up every morning, going out and searching for him?
Being a dad, having perseverance, wanting him to come home, wanting to watch him finish growing up.
Do you wear this every day? Talk to me about this shirt.
This right here is my own billboard to find my son. People notice people. People notice what people are wearing. So I am a walking handout. I have these in my car.
How do you select that photo? It's so cute.
Because it's cute. It's got a smile. It's the last picture I took of him.
Oh man. Ugh. Well, that was what do you guys think of that?
The one thing I don't like is that I just saw that news thing where it says mom and stepdad won't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you're not calling them.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
I'm curious. I would like to know if he has tried to call them, or if he's just saying like they aren't calling me, so they're not talking to me, because that's different. It could go, you know what I mean?
Right. Where did you hear that at, Lisbeth?
The most interesting, at the end of the day, I I have a hard time. I think I've kind of I'm quickly developing a hard time with the drama amongst them, and more looking at the facts that have been presented. And the one thing that I really find very interesting about that is I think this is the first time we've heard anybody. I've heard the rumor about a car or something, I think, but first time somebody has said a trash truck.
Yeah, I never heard that once until tonight.
And saying that LE told him that, right?
Yeah.
So I find that very interesting because I almost feel like that was put out in a way that
Purpose.
The monster that it became.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. That Nick guy doing that is. I'm not a fan of that. You know what I mean? We all do it as YouTubers, right? Put out something and.
Well, we all. I mean, anybody can make a mistake, but
right.
I'd have to go back and look at that because I feel like that created a whole lot of things. Honestly.
Yes, it did.
That's what I said, Linda. Your trash comes at 3 a.m.
Well, Mine does. My garbage goes out on a Tuesday night to be picked up at the latest by Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. I'm sorry. They said that they've told me that they start picking up the garbage at 2:30 a.m. and they run till 11. So that I can understand. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying that's what I was told for my garbage. But still, I don't
I
know.
mean, it could be, right? I just would feel like in a residential neighborhood that, like, that's kind of early. You know what I mean?
I've always challenged that because most people are asleep at that time, and I would imagine that sometimes those trucks can wake people up, and I would see people complaining about that in some sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the funny part is if you go, so like here you can put in like an address and it'll tell you when your trash pickup is. And it says like 5 to 6, does it not? Or something like that.
I don't
My-
remember where that 5 to 6 came from. I know you did look it up for that particular
just don't know
trash
if I
company.
remember.
I just don't remember if the 5 to 6 was confirmed with that
Yeah.
or if that's just what we heard.
No way they come that early. Well, that's what I would think, Sunny, because there's a noise ordinance, right?
That's what
Like
I was
if
going for. Yeah, that's what I was going for. And I even said to the lady, I said, they really come? When I first set up my garbage service here, because I moved from the city to the country. The city, you pay for it with your water and your electric bill. It's all combined, right? So
Yeah.
I set up private garbage service out here, personal, separate from all that stuff. And when I did, Kimball is the company, I believe, and I said, what day do I need to put this out? What all the ins and outs of that. And she said, their time allowance for this is anywhere between 3 a.m. Wednesday morning, or I'm sorry, 2:30 a.m. Wednesday morning till 11 a.m. the next day. I said, do they really come? And she was like, well, that's the time allotment we give them. I've never seen them pick my garbage up anywhere before 7 a.m. ever. 7 a.m. usually it's almost every time 7 a.m. So, I guess it maybe it was just moving its way, driving through the area. I don't know, you guys. That's the first time I heard that tonight, and I was kind of like, okay. I would have imagined that the way those lights were set up, though, it didn't. I don't think it didn't look like any kind of a vehicle to me. That was my problem with it. But I mean, I'm just gonna, if law enforcement says it, I'll take it for what it is. I don't know. I can't imagine, because some of those trucks, when I lived in the city, I lived near a business, and the dumpster trucks that come out and pick the dumpsters up make a whole hell of a lot of noise with those dumpsters. They do come overnight, okay? And I had a garage that was down on the corner from me that would bang slam shit all over the place every night with that dumpster. Every 3 days they would come pick that thing up, and I'm like, this should be against the law because it wakes people up, So I can't imagine a residential truck in front of your house making the noise it makes would be legal. But I mean, that's just me. I don't know.
Well, I can say this much for that. If that really was a garbage truck at 3 a.m., now I know why they really searched the landfill.
Yeah, that would make some sense. It does. Other than that, in the fact that they said something about the garbage can being heavier than normal, I don't know.
I'll tell you something that does create a whole new set of suspicion about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I mean, I have no reason to doubt it. It's from the bio dad, and he's saying LE told him that, so I have to put some trust in it. And what that does is it gives someone other than anybody, someone from outside that neighborhood, a presence in that area within the time frame.
Absolutely.
It also makes it possible for one person to do this and not have to go anywhere to get rid of the evidence.
Very true. Very true. I can agree on that one. That is a fact. What do you think, Golf?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, they went to the landfill, what, a week later, if not more? I think,
Yeah, the 7th. That's right.
I mean,
yeah, so that's almost 10 days, right?
mm-hmm.
That's a long time in between.
It is.
And I wonder how much of that would be left by the time they went.
I agree. Well, that and how can you, like, when we all watched Quentin Simon, they spent freaking 3 weeks in that.
Yeah, they were there for almost a month. Almost a month.
Yeah, they spent a day, not even. Like I
It
think
was
the next
6
day
hours.
they said that they didn't find anything, right?
Right. How could you be there long enough to find anything?
Well,
Considering,
because it was too late by the time they got there. Just that's what I'm thinking.
well, the way it was explained during Quentin Simon's case was that they compact it and crush it and spread it and compact it and spread it and compact it and spread it. So that's why they had so many people going through so much little bits of garbage. Now I don't know if every landfill is the same way, but in 7 hours you can't go through all that garbage. There's no way in hell. And if it would have been compacted and crushed and, I hate saying this, but chopped up and spread out like it is, how are you going to know? You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, it's too late in that sense for that, in my opinion. But still, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, all you got to do is hold them and squeeze them and love them. That's a good point there, Great Unknown. Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna say something else and I just lost my complete train of thought. Hold on a minute here.
That was my cat.
I heard that.
They're having a cat fight.
All right. Gina BG, welcome. Good to see you again. And they don't have to tell anybody the truth, that's for sure. Ellie really hasn't told us much. Well, and there's probably good reason for that in some senses too. I agree. Florida baby says hours of operation says 6 a.m. to dark. Well, there you go. It could be any time. So why was that truck there at 3 a.m. then?
So hold on. I think I missed that part. Is somebody saying that there was a garbage truck there at 3 a.m.?
That's what he said.
Did he?
Okay.
Hold on. He did. I don't know that he necessarily set a time, right? I said 3 because of what was reported.
Well, a timestamp.
Yeah, the timestamp on the video was like 3:12, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So
that was, and he said that was Ellie told him that was a garbage truck, and that timestamp on the video is 3:12 a.m. So,
and they're sure that was the correct garbage truck.
That's all he said was that that was a garbage truck that pulled in, backed up, turned around, and did something else. I forget exactly word for word, but
well, I mean, so I would say this, right? There are, when you hear that dispatch audio, right? They call out houses with ring cams.
Right.
I would imagine by now.
Yep.
Really, that day they ought to have been able. I would think they would have confirmed or been able to vet, right? Like these are the vehicles that are in the area, and there was a garbage truck at that time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So my question would only be here is, we don't know that for a fact, but if it's the real garbage company or somebody getting a garbage truck and picking, I mean, I'm just saying.
It leaves a lot of room for potential, potential suspects, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
A lot of room.
It creates a viable opportunity or a viable way that the dogs didn't track credibly, right? The footprints may not have been his, and there is still an explanation for how he was never seen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It creates a viable option.
Hold on, 2 trash trucks?
Yeah, that's what CL just said.
Is that what he said? Was 2 trash trucks?
I'm gonna have to go back now and look
I
because
didn't hear that.
hold on here. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is 1 second. Give me a second here, guys.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, unless one is like a recycle or something.
It could have been. So this is the video we're talking about again. Okay. I mean, I don't get that.
Oh my God, I'm upset. I'm sorry. I got to mute for a second. Dang.
Okay, so you're saying that the video everybody thought was a person with
These
two
video,
flashlights is
yeah,
in fact the garbage. They're now saying that's the garbage
that's what
pickup.
Seth said in that interview. Yes.
Weird.
I mean, looking at this, I don't know how. I don't understand how.
Yeah, that I don't get either. That's weird.
I don't understand it.
Honestly, to me, it looked like somebody walking their dog and they have a flashlight on the dog.
Here's
That's
the
all
thing.
that looks
Here,
like to me.
yeah, and here's the thing to understand about this video, you guys. Okay. I went and showed the next day after we saw this video. Okay. There's about 12 trees in that backyard that, I mean, and they're not huge monster. Excuse me. They're not huge monstrous trees, but they're gonna block out a lot of different things if you're moving around in that backyard area. Okay.
Mhm.
So again, going back to this video, hold on a second. First of all, this looks to me, and Clue even pointed this out too, or Clue or Cletus, one of the two of them, that this almost looks like it's being filmed like through, like a video, and or filming a video on a video, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like a double layer.
Yeah. Okay. And if you watch the movement on this, it's so pixelated, and the lensing is so like overlaid. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I can't put that together. I just can't. I don't know. I'm not saying he's lying or that he's wrong. I just can't put that together like that, because with the way that I would imagine a garbage truck would be, why are we seeing just one light?
I mean, that looks like a person walking. That's not a garbage truck.
It looks like somebody possibly moving around, or somebody standing still and the trees blowing back and forth in front of it, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a dog going in and out to pee. And then I think I've said this before, and people were like, well, it's in the middle of the night. Well, people maybe go to work early in the morning and go walk their dog before they leave or whatever. Because it looks like the one in the front is running in and out of bushes. And that's why I said that looks like a dog with a little flash. You know, you can buy those little flashlights for your dogs now.
Oh, so you can see them when they're outside at night. Yeah.
Exactly. Because obviously whoever walks there is holding one and has one on his head or whatever. So that's what it looks like to me, that little dog. So they're claiming that this is a garbage truck. That makes no sense at all.
Well, the problem for me is we're not seeing the whole video.
I agree.
It's zoomed way in.
This is one of those situations where if this exists and it's out there in the public, which it is, because obviously a news reporter has it. He has no official clearance of any kind. He has the full video.
Right.
Why do you obviously have it? We can see the screen when you're showing it. And you're sitting in front of a computer monitor, but the clip you released is only a small section of that. Why?
Yeah, but does that really look like a car to you, Cletus? Come on now.
I mean, I do agree. I would expect to see two headlights, but what I don't like is the fact that I cannot see the full frame to get a full perspective of what it is, because now we're in a situation where we're looking at a black screen with white spots in it and trying to determine what it is when we can't see the whole screen.
I will say, though, I've got no lie to tell. You actually called this after this video came out, and you said, I think it's a reflection off of a car.
Yeah, that was said.
How?
But would that work?
Because honestly, it probably could. If they come down one street and then they go up another one, which they would have to do in that neighborhood,
Yeah.
it absolutely could work.
So we got the light over here and then the light over here. So there's the way these roads are. It's hard to describe this area to you guys because these two, Cletus and Clue, went down through here multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
The backyard itself is fenced in, okay, with all those trees, and then it connects to another how did you guys describe what's in between the yard and the other houses?
We call it a common area, but it's really just, like your property line.
Right.
But the biggest problem is we don't know where this camera is.
That's it right there for sure. Because if we're looking at the way I looked at the backyard from the back of the house, I was showing everybody that it was facing away from the backyard, from the back door. And you see the back of the fence, and then it goes over into this, I guess you call it a common area. And then there's houses that are cornered and lined all the way along the side of that going around it. So it's like an open area in between all these houses, okay? So it's very hard to say exactly which direction these things could be turning, but if you got headlights that are bouncing off of another vehicle, the body of the car, which will give a reflection, okay? The only problem I have with that is that we're only seeing one light per instance, okay? Not two.
Can you back up to where his face is in the screen and the computer monitor is in front of him?
Nick, you mean?
Yeah.
Right here, yeah.
And just hold it right there so we can get a distant glimpse of the whole image.
Absolutely. There you go.
Well, I mean, that's what we're seeing, though. See, Cletus, because the two light sources are there, and then you have the little light source in the middle, and then the light source at the right.
See, this is another house, though, right here with like I'm going to say like a motion sensor light or a mercury light or something. That's how it was explained, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
So now do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Play it from right here, but slow it down.
Yes, sir.
Because I want to see because what we got is it looks like somebody took a cell phone and was viewing this screen.
Right. I agree with you on that.
And what I want to try to figure out is, does the phone move within the frame, the picture itself, or do the lights really disappear?
Right. That's a good point. Wake up, Clue.
I think they just filmed the monitor, is what they did. They gave the audience a shitty version of it.
I know if it's sitting right there on his screen, why wouldn't he just
put
that? Well, at least put the still version out. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't understand why you wouldn't put the whole thing out if you're going to put
But that I do agree with
if
too.
you're going to release something, release it all. If you have it and you want to put it out there, put it out there.
Mm-hmm. I do agree.
Oh, I see what you mean, Cletus. I think, yeah, they cut the corners. But you see how it's filmed? Like you can tell the outline.
Oh, yeah.
So they filmed the monitor, basically, is what they did.
100%.
They sort of zoomed in. Yeah, they zoomed in on the three light source. But there you could see the three light sources just like it was on his. But they filmed the monitor, which is shitty of them to do. Instead of doing the raw footage that they had, they just filmed it and cut that. That's it. That's what they did.
They could have very easily taken this and ran it through different versions of software to clean this up and slow it down.
Yeah.
And unpixelate it, but they didn't. They just took either a phone or another camera and filmed it on the screen as it was doing this.
They probably didn't want us to do it. I don't know.
So you see up in the top right corner of this close-up how there's light pollution coming from something.
Yep, right up there.
I believe in the full view he has. You could, if you watch this time, the amount of time this goes, I believe if you watch that in the full frame, you may be able to figure out exactly what's going on.
You might even see the truck, because honestly, those two people could be the garbage people. I'm sorry if I don't mean to be offensive to anybody's job. The garbage men,
No, you're
Or
walking,
women.
or women,
Oh, wow.
exactly. So it could be them, and then we're just not seeing the truck
You know
light
what?
source.
That actually could make complete sense.
Because I mean, obviously that's
Oh,
people.
they do wear a lot of times the reflective vests.
and the
That, and then
headlamp.
I mean, obviously, if they do this in the middle of the flipping night, they're gonna have to have flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
I would, yeah. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, and the reason that one goes away could very well be a situation where it walks in behind a trash can.
Exactly. And Evie just said that her sanitation workers wear headlamps so that they can see.
Yeah.
You know, so that
So
does make sense.
effectively, what the news just did, they got 1 million views. They could have shown us from the beginning what this was, and everybody would have been like, "Oh, there's a truck up there," right? So
Right.
what
Right.
they did, they make us speculate, which means we're looking at this more, and so they just got 1 million views on that, I'm sure.
100%.
Which I've said that though the light pollution or whatever, it does look like headlights or a car or something maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like a car turning the corner and it's flashing into that area. I agree.
And if they are walking back and forth, that's but I don't know why they would do that in that neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless they do physically by hand dump the trash.
Yeah, it depends on the company. Some have those automated with the arms, and some actually do it manually.
And sometimes, like mine, we have both. They have the automated one, and you can leave other stuff next to the can, and they will get out and walk around and grab the bags or whatever and throw them in there too. So,
Well, mine won't do that. They just take whatever they can do with the automated arm. They're like, we're not getting out for anything. But there are companies that still have people, doing it by hand.
and then also Tina just said it could be dumpster divers that are out looking through garbage, because this is a nice neighborhood
Oh yeah.
with headlamps on, and what better time to do it in the middle of the night? I've seen that happen too. So I don't know, you guys. But it is interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you say that Cletus was upset about something there, Clue, when you backed out for a minute?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I said, did you say Cletus was upset about something when you backed out, got quiet for a minute?
No, that was me. I'm upset. But
oh, got you. I'm sorry. All right, so let me pull that down now and move this. Excuse me. All right, so back to what we were actually talking about. I completely forgot. We were talking about that interview. And then we ended up in that with that video. What the hell were we?
Because we didn't know if he said 2 garbage trucks or 1.
That's right. No, I mean, I don't know why there. Do you want me to go back to that interview real quick and make sure that that's what he said?
I thought he said it's a trash truck, but somebody in the chat was saying 2 garbage trucks.
I'll be honest. I mean, we can go back, but I think what Golf pointed out about the trash collection itself, and I can think of times that, I mean, even our trash, when it gets picked up, there's always 2 people, and that to me is a completely viable explanation, and it is the one that the biological father has come out on the news and stated.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'd say let's look at it and see exactly what he says for sure.
And I have a question. Do you know if the neighbors, like across the street, or who has cameras over there, did you happen to see anything when you were out there?
There are cameras. I couldn't tell you exactly what house. I mean, the dispatch call could, but
Yeah. No, the reason I'm asking is because of the bedroom being in the Sebastian's bedroom being in the front, which faces the main road, right? The way we understand it, or am I misunderstanding that?
No, the way she describes it, she said his room is in the front of the house. So that would be at
Facing
the
the street.
road.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if he was abducted, let's say, that would have, I mean, if he was abducted via his bedroom window, which we're assuming, right? If that's the case.
Right.
Well, she said that all of the screens, maybe she was saying screen. I don't remember how she said it. She said it like nothing looked
Disturbed.
on the out. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it. Disturbed.
Right.
They were talking about if he had gone out the window, he would have went into mulch. Or
The mulch, and nothing was disturbed or out of place. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, well, and we know aliens didn't land and take him because somebody would have filmed that.
Or at least it would have been on a ring cam. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it. I mean, I'm sorry. As far as like abduction theories go, I just don't get that.
That's why this has been so hard for people to accept the fact that
unless he was
Sebastian-
out of the house when he was taken.
I'm sorry, what?
Unless he was out of the house when he was taken.
right.
Well, wouldn't the mom know that?
Well,
Not if he did actually sneak out to leave.
yeah.
And then he did manage to walk to like that construction site or down the road, got on the main road, and then someone comes by, an opportunistic person,
Mm-hmm.
and takes him.
But that's why I'm asking is because there are cameras. There's cameras there. The cameras would have picked up on that.
Well,
You would think so.
yeah. Yeah.
So that, I mean, that's what I'm saying is if there's nothing on camera that we know of, surely they would have said that the kid, they have him on camera running out, but they didn't mention that.
And listening to the dispatch call, the secondary one, you hear them going through the whole neighborhood, naming off all those addresses, saying there's nothing on camera, nothing on camera, nothing on camera. No one has seen anything. So that's why it doesn't make any sense.
So that doesn't work.
Well, I will say there is a way you could do that in that neighborhood and not be on a camera.
Yeah.
Would that kid know that though?
That's my thing. Everyone, like somebody was in my chat earlier saying that he was smart. He would know where all the cameras are, and I'm thinking to myself, they said that he didn't even play outside. How would he know that?
How would he know that? He wouldn't know that, but somebody else might if they scoped out the area. But
right, like if someone was working to lure him, yeah.
But
right.
I don't know.
That's where the hard part comes in to understand it.
Well, I just see so much logic in the garbage truck explaining that video. Like I can't unsee that in my mind now, and I'm just thinking of what that opens up to me.
Well,
and it's I don't know. I'm trying to process it.
I think the reason LE can probably deduce that it's a garbage truck is that would be on a ring cam.
Yeah, absolutely.
In better quality, I'm sure.
Well, and I would suspect that if you saw the full picture, you probably could deduce that. You know, we could probably deduce that ourselves.
Yeah, seeing that there are trucks there, absolutely. Stopping at every house, and yeah, we would probably see more.
But now, okay. Now let's go back to the first dispatch call we listened to, where they're chasing down footprints that lead to a retention pond that the dog dives into following the scent, and then everything stops. How's that fit into this now?
And
okay.
Well, I mean, technically, could he not have gone down there at one point? The boy lived right there.
Barefoot?
If he could have, but that wouldn't fit what they've said about him. He doesn't like to get dirty. He's not going to walk in the mud. He doesn't like to be outdoors and play.
He don't like to get dirty, period.
So So it tracked his barefoot foot,
Right.
not a shoe. Let's say somebody having the same shoe size as him.
Well, I don't
Right.
know that we can definitively say that because that audio is the indication we have of it. And honestly, the part where it talks about whether it's with shoes or without is the one part that I don't think we ever definitively.
It says, yeah, it was, there was one part where it cut just at that part, which is kind of interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it cuts at that exact part when that answer is given, and then it goes on to something else. That was kind of,
It wasn't cold.
no, it wasn't cold that night.
It got cold that week, but it
Yeah.
was cold that
But
week.
not that day. That's the other problem. And that's an interesting theory that you just threw out there too, Golf. Could he have done this on a different day? I never thought of it like that. Yeah, but again, like Koo said, it goes against everything they said about him being, 1, afraid of the dark, 2, not liking to be dirty, 3, any bugs that could be out there. He's not going to like any of that. So,
and it's not just one side of the parents either. It's both.
Yeah,
They're
right.
both. Even Seth had said when he went fishing with him, he didn't like to touch the stuff or the water because it was dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then Jody has a good point too. So as we're talking about that whole thing happening right there, in the same time, EMA, the director for EMA, says that never happened, but we're listening to an audio from a dispatch where it did. What are we supposed to believe here at this point, guys?
Can you pull up the video where the EMA? I think it was yesterday that the EMA director was on News Channel 5.
Yep. Hold on a minute.
That's what makes me mad, Jody, because
I
could switch. Now, everybody wants to point out when the two have changed their story. Has Seth not come out and said that there was a hit for the dog?
Oh my God, I'm trying to remember now.
I could have swore he had.
I think
that's what I thought too. But tonight, if you listen to that video,
he's saying not.
No dog scent.
Yeah, because maybe he talked to the ex-wife and them, and they had told him that, and
but
then
they said 3 dogs hit.
Was it 3 or 5?
Yeah, but he didn't. In this one, he didn't specify a quantity. I think he just answered the question about it and said, what did he say in this one?
Or here's the other side. They had a meeting today. The interview is after the meeting. Maybe they told them the dog hit was not for sure.
Yeah. Or they've determined that there was no real dog hit.
Right.
Or something. I don't know.
I'm with Jody on that though. Like it's on the audio now.
That's what I'm saying. See, this is what angers me with this shit. Because they can't get mad at family members, we'll say, when we can't trust exactly what's coming from law enforcement sometimes either. Okay? Damn it, what was the name of that damn video?
Oh, it's on Nick Barris, or just do NC5. Let me see if I can find the link. Hold on.
I just had it last night. We just watched it last night.
Yeah. Oh, is that from his live?
It was from where the emergency management director popped up and they were.
Okay.
I just had this shit last night and I can't find it now. I got so much stuff downloaded. I can't remember which one it was. It was not 2 days ago. It was
No, it was 1 day ago.
That's what I thought. So that's not the one. Good Lord, give it to me. Not the one from 2 weeks ago either. Damn it. Now I gotta go looking for the damn thing. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Bear with me.
I'm looking.
It's like it disappeared. Why would it? But I had it downloaded from yesterday, so let me go back out here and look at it. Let me see something. My apologies, folks. 2 hours ago, 1 day ago. Hold on.
I think you can watch it on News Channel 5's website. If you go Google.
Oh, I got it. Hold on.
You find it?
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Just throw it in the back chat.
Yeah.
It'd be easier. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Let's see here. Which one is it? Page not found. Why does that do that every time? Come on.
It really does.
Every time.
So if you go to nc5.com
Right.
and then just search,
Yep.
literally search for Sebastian Rogers.
The thing is I downloaded this damn thing yesterday and can't find it in my own stuff. Okay. All right, here we go. Allow it. Is that why? Okay, which one is it? The search for Sebastian's.
Yep, that's it.
First one. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Now I have a smile, I have teeth, and I have a family in this company here. I recommend Sullivan Dental Partners 100%.
Change your smile, and it will change your life. Call Sullivan Dental Partners today.
From the News Channel 5 Network, this is Morning Line with Nick Barris.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Morning Line. Nick Barris here with you on a Wednesday, a special edition of Morning Line. No guest coming on this morning. It's just going to be me and you. And we are going to talk about the ongoing search streaming live on Facebook, dates from Facebook Lives on that. About the days ago, as I said, now. Consider 7 days of intense searching from the ground and air. Hundreds of officers and citizens, bloodhounds, and nothing. No security video of the teen and no trace of Sebastian.
We're used to producing, and this is one of those cases that we haven't been able to produce yet.
No one is giving up. Sebastian could still be alive somewhere, alone, hurt, lost, or trapped. The search effort will continue, but
we're scaling it back a little bit.
What exactly does that mean? Well, sources close to the case confirm authorities are now considering foul play and that this missing teen case could become a criminal investigation. Sebastian's mother and stepfather broke their silence, talking about how he disappeared from their home overnight a week ago Sunday. The two spoke on a YouTube podcast called Missing Tennessee with Duchess.
And when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here.
Between the hours of 12 and 6, he has basically vanished. Walked out of the house, the door was locked and gone.
He didn't take the phone. None of his shoes are missing.
Authorities have named no suspects and say that to date, the parents have fully cooperated with the investigation. Detectives now will re-interview and vet everyone that had contact with Sebastian, looking for any inconsistencies. And they are asking the public to provide any Ring camera videos, not just from Sunday night when they believe he disappeared, but of anything suspicious of much earlier in the day.
There you go, this ain't it.
There you go. That's the very latest.
Yeah, I was just figuring that out as you were saying that in the back chat. Hold on, guys. My apologies. I should have figured that out earlier on, but
Oh, check your email.
okay, hold on.
I just sent it. We sent it that way.
Gotcha. 1 second here.
You know, sometimes we do this so much, like having to go look for stuff, and then we're like, why were we watching this again?
Yep. We do that a lot, actually. I do that a lot for sure.
This time I remember, because I've been wanting to do this anyway, hear exactly what he says about the dogs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sure this is the one?
Well, I copied the link out of the browser after I clicked on it and went to it and looked, and that's what it said. So
okay.
I hope I'm right.
We shall find out. We'll find it one way or another, you guys. We've been through so much of this stuff, you guys. I mean, it's just, there's so much of it. Hold on here.
Introducing unbeatable value for all businesses. Get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro Max on us and so much more. Premier unlimited plans packed with business benefits starting at $30 a month. Productivity meets value with the lighter, faster iPhone 15 Pro Max on us. See why we're the best in small and medium-sized business wireless customer satisfaction.
Ooh.
We begin tonight with an exclusive look inside the ongoing search for Sebastian Rogers. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Carrie Sharp. The 15-year-old disappeared 1 month ago from his Hendersonville home. And since then, there have been few updates from authorities.
The case is certainly frustrating, and we know it's impacted the entire community, which is why we're committed to sharing the very latest with you, including what's still being done now to find Sebastian.
Our Nick Barris was granted full access to the Sumner County Emergency Operations Center to find out and takes us inside in this exclusive report.
It was 1 month ago that Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his Hendersonville home. Now, this is one of the first times anyone's been inside the Sumner County Emergency Operations Center with a chance to take a look at all that's been done on this map to help find the teen.
This is the system that we use to track all of our searchers.
Ken Widener is director of Sumner County EMA, and from the beginning, he has spearheaded the official search for Sebastian.
The investigation is still active.
It was nonstop during the first 8 days after the teen disappeared. No trace of him. The professional search effort has since been scaled back, though Widener appreciates volunteers who continue to look following their own leads.
I'm not going to beat up psychics and things, but we've got to vet what we do before we do it.
Widener says they follow up credible leads from law enforcement.
And anytime the sheriff's office indicates or TBI indicates we've got an area of interest that we need to search, we go. We're ready to go.
And this sophisticated mapping system in the Emergency Ops Center shows they've been busy. There's a report of bones found, and they go.
Fresh bones. We checked that out. It was deer bones.
Divers and spelunkers have been deployed to area ponds and sinkholes.
The white dots are caved, and they've all been searched.
Also, they've looked in every storm drain within a half mile of Sebastian's home, and some have wondered about the home itself.
The house was searched at least 10 times.
Dogs?
Dogs, yep.
Widener says bloodhounds and cadaver dogs were used, but contrary to some reports,
none of them, to my understanding, were actually on a trail that was following Sebastian.
To date, it's as though the boy simply...
There it is.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. This is what I wanted to see. Did you know? Play that. Go back about 10 seconds and just pay attention to how that gets done. Nick starts the statement, then he switches to that guy to finish.
Right. Okay, hold on. Oh, so, almost like a cut. Okay.
We don't know exactly what that guy was stating in its entirety.
Right. Let's see here.
Times.
Dogs?
Dogs, yep.
Widener says bloodhounds and cadaver dogs were used, but contrary to some reports,
none of them, to my understanding, were actually on a trail that was following Sebastian.
Okay, now see, here's the thing. Cletus is right, guys. They do this all the time. That could have been a whole other conversation that Nick said, were cadaver dogs used, were scent dogs used, at this place, that place. He could have been talking about the construction site, and that was the answer he gave for that thing. Okay, to make it all fit together.
Well, here's another question I have about that. Honestly, I could you would know. I would think you would know for sure, Dago. So he's the director of the Emergency Management Association.
Yes.
Or whatever. Would he know?
He should have. He's leading it. He's leading. He's showing Nick everything on that map, right? He is the one that is leading the entire search.
Official search.
The official search, yes.
So that morning, the dogs that were there, the ones that on the dispatch audio, we're hearing the dog handler talking. True. Would they have been directed by him, or would they have been police?
They would have to report back to him. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because he's talking about even TBI goes through.
Absolutely. Emergency management. The name in itself, that's what they do. EMA, at least here, emergency management coordinates when we have, okay, let's say, for instance, a plane crashes here. EMA comes in first, and then they oversee everything that is taking place over that scene, okay? When you have, say a child goes missing, EMA comes in, they direct everybody and everything that is taking place over this. Each person, each agency reports back to him. So,
okay.
I doubt that they would cut it in a way where it would be misleading to that degree.
Well, I wouldn't think they should be allowed to, because
no, I don't think so. Yeah,
I don't know.
I just don't like. Maybe I'm partial, or I'm jaded right at the moment because of what I feel we've just sort of confirmed with that footage. But
right.
No, I get it, but I think that would be, oh my God, that would be a big deal if they did that.
Well, okay, here's the thing, but it would still be recorded CL, and he would have to know that, okay? So if, for instance, the official search didn't start until after that day, we'll put it that way, okay? We could probably go back and figure out when. That day was the initial trying to clear that area, that scene, the initial search in the very beginning. That's how it's dated on that data, or on that dispatch stuff. Okay, so they very well could have not recorded that at that point. He may no, because they would still have to report that info back to him.
Yeah, they'd get like a briefing.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, he should know that if he's the director of the name in itself. Like I said, emergency management. He manages the whole situation. Okay. He would have to have that information. So yeah, he should know that. So what the hell were we listening to?
So basically this contradicts what they said on Nancy Grace, the family.
It contradicts that. It contradicts the dispatch audio we listened to 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and what did Seth say in that interview we watched in the beginning of this stream? Did he say that there was a dog hit or there wasn't?
I can't remember, but I will go. We're done with this, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I'll go back and pull that right back up, and we'll double check it. Just to keep everything right. I should be taking notes again. Damn it. Just to clarify. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. I swear he said. Oh shit. 1 second here.
And that depends on where Nick Barris got his information, from the family or from law enforcement.
That I did not download. What was the what was that Fox that did that interview?
Yeah, Fox 17.
That's what I thought. Okay, sorry. Nashville.
It says Fox Nashville. I'm sorry. That's the channel.
Nashville, right. That's what I thought. Again, guys, It's late, and there's so much of this stuff. There it is. Okay. Boom. Bang. One more time for the rodeo. Here we go.
And I believe that was toward the end of that, maybe.
Right about there, maybe. Let's see what happens.
Their states.
And you're Sebastian's father. Tell me, what is Sebastian like?
He's a unique child. All right.
Was it before this or after this?
I don't know. Does it have a transcript in the description?
Yep, there it is. Okay.
And I did learn you can do a Control F and search, like, I guess in this case, the word dog and see.
You're getting good with this stuff.
I'm learning.
That's actually a good thing.
Being an admin on this works out.
There it is right there by a particular person. Did the dogs ever pick up a scent for Sebastian? For my information that I've been given, no. Did they find anything on Sebastian's cell? Okay, he just said no.
So he says no. EMA director says no.
Oh, but the other two said yes. And then we heard the dispatch. Did they change it? This is it right here. This is the hard shit right here, guys.
Should we hear the dispatch again? Or you listen to it to death? I'm sorry.
No, I mean I did. Were you in here last night for it or no? I don't think you were.
No, I was not.
Hold on a minute here.
I mean, we don't have to. You guys remember what was said.
Well, I don't remember exactly what was said, but I know I'm fairly confident the big thing that pointed to it was the name Max. And we heard more than once, and he's talking. The guy that's speaking that name is out of breath and talking about the dog, or talking about Max jumped right in the water.
Max jumped right in the water, and the guy says, "Are there shouldn't be any shoe prints because he didn't have shoes on. Are you seeing bare footprints?" And he said something. He said, "Yeah." And he said, "Right where you're standing?" He said, "Yeah."
Footprints, you said, not shoe prints, footprints.
Right. That's how he stated it. So, I mean, I went through that 152 times, and I very clearly heard him. They were saying that
footprints.
That there's no doubt in my mind that that's what was said.
Okay. I mean, we don't have to listen to it. I was just like throwing it out there.
Hold on a second here. I already got it to where I'll even use Cludis's. It's a little bit clearer. And we're off.
For the search process. Came in at 6:33 this morning. Great. Heading missing juvenile 1008 Pepper Court 1008 Pepper Court, Hendersonville. Caller advised this morning there was a 15-year-old male talking to us. We are right now, 3 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, 120 pounds. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants. Juvenile does have a hormone with them. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight. All the doors unlocked this time. Just blowing her out. 37. I asked the phone taker to ask if the juvenile has the phone. Great. Leading right over here to the retaining pond.
No shoes, just footprints. Shoes that Max was ready to fall. Max led you straight to the retaining pond.
Yeah,
Over behind Willow Boulevard, he dove right into the water.
There you go. So no shoes, just footprints. Max led me right to the retaining pond, and he dived right in the water, word for word.
Weird.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. The only thing that made sense to me with this, hearing that, seeing that, listening to that, everything that we've seen and heard, is law enforcement taking this back now because of a reason that they have, that they may know something?
Well, I don't know that law enforcement ever said that there was a dog track, did they?
One time.
One time they did.
One time, and then the Proudfoot said it,
right?
And then they were asked again. I can't remember who it was, but said, "So you're saying that the dogs tracked that 2.5 mile or that half mile to the pond?" Chris said, "Yes." Now we're hearing this too. You guys tell me.
I don't know.
My brain.
It's not even summer where you would think like, okay, somebody went for a swim in the pond. I don't know.
Well, no, that's right, and
It's a winter time, and I don't get it. If they saw actual footprints, shit, I don't know.
What was the temperature that night, Clue?
Oh,
or Cletus, whoever.
Let me go back and look real quick.
I know it wasn't cold, I remember, but I can't remember the exact temperature. If he ran, I mean, and he likes water, okay? He likes water. I've had multiple emails, people coming to me saying, Dago, do you think he was chased into that pond? Okay, where is he then? Because when they went into the pond, he wasn't in there. They drained it. He wasn't in there. They dove it. He wasn't in there.
You know, I mean, technically, he could have maybe taken off, like he was going to go somewhere, and somebody caught up with him. And
there was no other footprints leading away from there either.
Yeah. At
least not that they talked about.
Yeah.
According to Weather Underground, the low on Monday, February 26th was 57 degrees.
So that's not that bad.
No.
Did they drown him then? Robin, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to believe. Honestly, guys. What if that was not Sebastian sent the dog track? Well, what scent would they be tracking then? When you have a dog that they give them a piece of the clothing that belongs to the victim, they snip it real good, and then they're off they go. And that dog, you could hear in that audio, that dog was dragging that officer down there. And then he jumped. He said he let him go, and he dove right into the pool. Or the pond, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Footprints are footprints. It was clear as day, folks. I cannot understand. I don't get it. I don't understand this.
Yeah, this one doesn't make sense to me. I can't make heads or tails of it. I have to think on it.
Cletus?
I got nothing right now. I'm trying to think. Like, there's a lot to process just out of out of this and that footage for me. I don't know what to think.
When we go in here and we break down all these little things we've been talking about for the past hour, it doesn't make any damn sense, you guys.
No, this one has me baffled because a lot of things you can be like, oh, well, it might be this or that. But this one, just no. It's very clear that
the only thing I could put together in my mind is that he was chased into there, or by who I don't know, or to there, okay, and that somebody may have held him under the water, and unalived him, okay, and then picked him up and carried him out of there. But there are no other footprints leading away from there, right or wrong. We didn't hear about that. So,
And how far is that from civilization, so to speak? Do you know?
half a mile from their house.
Yeah, it's a half a mile from their house, and it's 100 feet from a residence that's actively. I think it's got people in it. Like that construction area. What's developed near that retention pond is almost completely occupied.
So basically, people would hear that go down, right?
Well, unless you have somebody's head underwater. And the only other thing that bothers me now, thinking about this, I don't even know what to take of that either, is as soon as somebody said that did they drown him, I can envision that happening. I'm not saying who it was, but that's where those scratches all over Chris's arms bother me. Okay. If that's all real, that bothers me. That's all I'm saying as far as that's concerned. Welcome, by the way, Steve and Draw Latina. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. Am I echoing?
No, you're fine, Draw.
Okay. May I ask a couple questions for clarification?
Please do.
Okay. I'm a little behind sometimes, you know. On that audio, which I do think was an important thing to re-listen to, the dog. Whose dog was that?
Barking?
No, there was a guy saying no shoe prints but footprints.
I'm guessing it was a canine unit because they called him Max, and it was an officer. I would guess it's a canine unit.
Okay, so it was not. That was
I'm sorry.
That was not the Proudfoot or what dogs.
No. That was a law enforcement. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
Are you there?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I guess you didn't understand my question. So that was an official dog, official search dog. Is that right?
No, I understood. Yeah, that was with law enforcement. They were running down the path towards the retention pond, and he said he followed the footprints, and the dog jumped right in the retention pond.
So, this is really a clarification for me. I'm not really offering anything of substance here to the conversation.
Oh, you're okay.
Could you explain, did this officer, did that dog go from the house all the way to the retention pond?
They tracked the footprints from the house. That it's a half mile. We come to figure out, based on what Chris said as well, directly to that retention pond, and then the dog dove in at that pond.
I mean, that just really is for me changes everything. If they really did see,
that's my point.
Footprints. If they really it just what bothers me about the audio though is if you listen to the way the man's talking, it could be one of two things. He's so out of breath that I don't know if he's asking a question or he's making a statement.
There's two of them.
He says no shoe prints but footprints, and he has a question mark at the end of his sentence.
Right. I'll play it back again.
So it makes me wonder, like, did he really see footprints, or is he just saying, "Am I looking for footprints?" To me, it's a little unclear.
Well, let me play it back for you one more time. Hold on. I'll start about right here.
Right there where you're standing. Shoes on. It's one behind you. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints, anything? You shouldn't have any shoes on. Hey, this is all dry, hard patch. I do have some footprints over here. Right there where you're standing. Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining pond.
Are you still looking?
No shoes, just
Oh, you couldn't hear it?
No, I heard nothing. I
Oh,
personally did.
hold on.
How about you all?
I could hear it. Draw.
Yeah, I
I
can.
think there's some. I think there's something wrong with my connection, guys.
Oh,
Um.
it's possible.
Okay, so what did you all hear? Did you hear what I was saying anyway? I mean that it's he's
He
almost
said it's pretty. Or go ahead, golf. If you
Oh no, he just said one officer is asking, so he should have no shoes on. He says, "No, I got some here. I got some footprint here," is what he says.
and the other officer says right where you're standing, and he must have said yeah, and then he
It's
said
cuts.
the dog. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, but what like, when you say footprint and shoe print sometime, but they weren't
right.
specifying footprint and shoe print though, so I don't think he made that mistake. I think he legit saw footprints.
Okay, because it was just
Yeah,
his intonation to me, the
yeah,
way he said footprints. It ended with a question mark, but
yeah,
maybe that was the other officer asking. I don't know, guys.
yeah.
But what's odd to me is so we have listened to this audio. And okay, let's say that they allegedly saw footprints the entire way, or maybe the dog just was sniffing, had a scent of him. And then as they got to the retention pond, if it was muddy, they saw footprints. That's what I also want to know. Does anybody have an answer to that question?
The way it was listening to the audio, it's hard to pick that up what you're saying in detail. But
Yeah.
they do say footprints, and the way we're made to understand it in the interview, it was asked by I can't remember who did the interview at that time. Brian Enton. It was Brian Enton said to so that I think it was Brian. There were so many interviews. I believe it was Brian Enton. I'm sorry, and they said that yes, it was. He said they tracked it all the way to the retention pond from the house, and he said, "How far is that?" And he said, "A half mile." And Chris
No,
said, "Yes."
okay, but I think what I'm asking is they tracked what all the way half a mile? The
The
scent?
footprint, the scent, and the footprints. Yes.
But why would there be footprints? Yeah, I can't. I'm having trouble imagining
Oh,
that.
they're saying they're basically in a nutshell. They're saying that Sebastian walked out of that house without shoes on and went directly to that retention pond within that half mile, and the dogs tracked his
No,
scent.
uh-huh. I understand that, but I would find it hard to believe that through grass or whatever you're going to find footprints. So maybe I guess what I'm saying is, now I know this is like very
No,
could
I know what
be.
you're saying. I think they tracked the scent of him.
That's what I think so too.
Yeah, so they got to that area where it's all muddy, and then they saw the footprints, and then
Okay.
into the pond he went. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So that no. So I just needed real clear
Yeah,
explanation because then that leads me to where Clue and St. Cletus and you and everybody else that's been chiming in on this panel, I think what that leads me to kind of go down the road of is he may have been pushed under the water and became deceased and they must have picked him up and taken him somewhere. That
but
is speculation, but that's what I'm piecing together in my mind.
well, and I think we're all at that point too. But then we stop now and hear that the EMA director says there was no dogs that tracked anything to anywhere.
Okay, and then what I would back at you is, you know how the police always say we can lie during an
I
investigation.
know, I know. I said something about that too.
So, I don't know what to believe, guys. I
Does,
honestly don't.
does that make you feel like maybe they have some information and that's why they pulled that info back?
Exacto. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So I know this is a very long-winded question, but
No,
that is what I'm piecing together in my mind. But what I want to ask another question here. Do you all think that Chris, I mean this is all speculation, we know is this the mother only or is this the mother and Chris and that do folks in chat and folks on the panel think that Chris, let's say, left his telephone at 9 o'clock p.m. and traveled back to help her? Or is this, what do you all think? Or did she lose her temper in this and ran after him, or who knows what, and something happened? So where does Chris fit into this, in your all's opinion?
Should I start? I honestly, Draw, I have to say this. I see it like for him to do that and not be caught on camera somewhere is nearly impossible because of all the cameras in the area. So if he, let's say, left Memphis, because we're assuming he was up in Memphis, right, working, how would he get down there without being detected
Oh, I
to help
totally,
out?
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
Vis-a-vis cameras, right?
Yeah, because it's, the highways even here in Tennessee have cameras.
Now, one more quick thing to throw into that, real quick. Clue or Cletus or both of you, what's the exact door to door, did Chris say, time amount it takes to get from their home to where he was in Memphis?
3 hours and 37 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
That's all right.
Roughly 3.5 hours. Okay. So that would be a 7-hour drive to and from. Okay. So that is longer than the amount of time that they're saying that he went missing from, be somewhere between midnight, we'll say, to 6 a.m.
Okay, where I disagree on that is the very first time I heard the very first interview that they made publicly on that other YouTuber's site. I forget what her name is.
Duchess.
Yes. I recall, if my mind is correct, that what I thought was very inconsistent is that Katie said initially in that interview, she said, well, I was sitting on the sofa, and at about 9 o'clock p.m., I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting, I am in Sebastian went to bed, let's say, or I sent him to bed, good night, whatever. And I was on the phone with my husband, she said, for 3 hours. This is what she said initially. And then literally about 2 minutes later, she said, I fell asleep on the sofa from 9 to midnight. And I thought, that's weird. Were you talking to your husband or were you asleep? So then she says, at midnight, I got up and went and took myself to my room to go to bed for the night. Does anybody remember that? That she claimed they were on the phone, but in the next breath, she said she was asleep.
Right.
So my question to you guys is, I've played this in my mind. Let's say something bad happened at 9 p.m. to this young lad. And let's say she got angry, whatever, something happened to him, let's say at the 9 o'clock p.m. hour. And she's on the phone with her husband and says, something bad's happened, whatever it is. He leaves his phone. He could get up there at 12:30 a.m. So that would leave him enough time to bring the boy back to Memphis.
But he would still be caught on cameras.
But that's what I want to know. Like, is it camera friendly? Like where I live up in New England, oh my God, I probably can't walk 1 inch without a camera. You know what I'm saying? In
Right.
intersections and toll roads and all that kind of stuff. Is
Well,
that how it is in Tennessee?
we don't have toll roads, but there are actually cameras on the highways here in Tennessee. So you can go online right now and look up highways, like whichever you prefer. But like, I don't know how few and far between they are in Hendersonville, but we know the area they lived in. Clue and Cletus told us they have cameras. So something would have picked up.
And I would imagine that law enforcement would have tracked the highway cameras to see if they see Chris or anybody else on the highway going from that neighborhood toward Memphis, in my opinion. With these, that shouldn't be a problem. So
right.
Just as they would in the morning, where Mama says she started driving around in the morning. Remember, she said that too. Same thing. They should have that on camera.
Right.
Should be clear as day. Yeah.
So pretty much, I guess, based on all the camera stuff that you're saying, he really couldn't have come up, picked up the boy if he was deceased or not deceased, and taken him away. That's kind of what we're getting at now. Is that right?
Unless he was already there, I don't know. I don't
Let
know
me
what
let me
time
ask
he claims he came back.
is there a Cletus Clue golf since you're there too? Is there a back way besides taking the main highway to go
I was thinking that too.
to Memphis from that area that you guys know of?
Yes, but not in a. So there are U.S. highways that you could you could travel and make it. There's no way you're making it. In my opinion, I don't think if you I don't even think if you left at 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
you would be back by 6 a.m. I don't think there's any way to make that happen. I'm just being honest
Okay,
because
no.
they go through they all go through communities and towns, right? And it's I mean it may be possible, but I think it would be highly unlikely.
And not to
Okay.
mention, there might be cameras on those places too.
Well, and I mean, the thing I'm looking at is we've got we've got video that was put out by Channel 5 that I'm fairly convinced after tonight what we've watched and heard Seth say law enforcement said it was a garbage truck. We've seen the video. I'm fairly convinced that that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would have to say that if his truck were caught on a camera
Mm-hmm.
and he claimed he was in Memphis, then that would be a direct conflict in story versus
Right.
evidence, right? I
Yeah.
can't imagine he would be walking around on the streets as a free man if he had made a blatant lie and had been caught in it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so the other question I wanted. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're okay. I just coughed. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Okay. Now let me think if I can think of this. It had to do with the Nancy Grace thing. Oh, this is just a
Drop, if I
personal.
can. I'm sorry. Before we got to drop
Yes.
down. There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, no problem. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I appreciate.
Oh, have I pushed you away?
No, ma'am. We just got to drop down because I gotta get in the bed. I got work tomorrow.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, it's
Oh.
so nice to. I mean, I listen to you all the time, and it's so nice to be talking to you now. And I hope you sleep well.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
Bye,
Later,
guys.
guys.
Bye,
Appreciate
guys.
Bye.
it. Go ahead, Draw.
No, this is what I find curious, just in terms of he was Chris in the interview that was very uh, circumspect. I don't know what another word would be, like defensive, maybe. He was like, I can't tell you when I was home last. He would only say that he was, that he got home from Memphis on that day that the boy got lost or got gone. But he was unwilling and that all of February he was not there. That's what he said. Does
Right.
everybody recall that? But then Nancy Grace asked him, well, how about in the months prior that you were working away? How did you come home? And he said, I'm not able to answer that question. And this is just a personal thing for me because I was reflecting upon this that for a couple of years until recently, I worked in Western Jersey, which is almost 4 hours from where my children and I live now. And so I would go up for 2 weeks at a time, stay at a hotel. Then I would come back after 2 weeks, and then I would work telehealth from my home. But here's my thing. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I know this was his stepchild, but he also had a wife, Katie, right? For me,
Yes.
the minute I had an opportunity, some weekends I would just run home. I would drive home to see my children, to make sure everything. I just missed my family so desperately that I could barely make it for 2 weeks. And so for me, and this is just, that's why I'm saying this is a personal comment. This doesn't make him suspect at all. It's just to me is odd as a spouse and or as a parent, step parent, that one could be gone for a month. And I'm thinking, was able and did drive literally through sleet and snowstorms with Mack trucks bearing down on me and slippery highway to get home to my children. No problem, 4 hours. I was scary, but I did it because I so desperately wanted to be with my family. I just can't imagine being away for a month and you've got a trailer, you've got, what would stop him from just coming home for a weekend? Does anybody have thoughts about that or no?
Absolutely. I do. It's so close. It's too close not to do that.
Right. And
Mhm.
I don't think there's such inclement weather like in New
Mhm.
England, right?
Yeah,
As in
no.
Tennessee.
We did not have any snow up until I think January is when we got a little snow. Well, not so little. It was actually quite a lot. So that was it. And that was just for like, let's say a week. So
Right.
during that week, I would say, yeah, that was risky for him to hit the road. But that was it. In February, there was nothing. So he was
Yeah,
good
so
to
I
go.
did find, but then I guess for me, what that says is that to me, it's a reflection upon maybe the fragility or some problem in their relationship, because I don't understand a spouse that could or would stay away that long.
Hmm. That that is a possibility, but because there's like what, not 3 hours, you could race it a little and you hit it in 3 hours. It's nothing. It's
Right.
nothing.
I mean, if he were like in the Merchant Marine or something,
Yeah.
I could understand you're
Yeah.
gone for months or whatever.
Yeah.
But the way he said this to Nancy Grace, it was almost like he was gone for months, but he didn't want to discuss it.
Yeah,
So
he
I
couldn't.
just
He said he couldn't because I guess he wasn't allowed to or whatever he
right.
said. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was
So
sus to me too.
I just
Definitely.
wanted to mention, I appreciate you guys, entertaining my idiotic reflections here, but these are things that have been on my mind.
No, they're not idiotic at all. I still to this day don't know when he rode back at all. Like
He claims that he came back right as soon as Katie told him that he couldn't find him. He got off the phone and took off, and he was back
yeah.
within a few hours. But we also do know that he went back and picked up his trailer within a few days too of that time. So, there's that too. Not that means anything. I'm just saying. This is all a very big like whirlwind of crazy stuff. Okay. That I can't put together either. I can't. And we're all pretty good at this that are in here because we've been doing this for so long, taking little pieces and parts of these stories and saying, okay, this, and this fits. This doesn't. Pull this out. Put this in. None of this fits right. This is the most backwards puzzle I've ever seen in my life. So I don't know what to think anymore with this, especially when we're getting important people that are saying this happened, and then somebody else that's important saying, but it didn't, and then somebody else over here that was there saying, but it did, but that person, no, it didn't. What are we supposed to believe? Do you know what I mean? It's very frustrating.
The only thing that makes sense though in all this is, let's say that we're getting closer to the truth and they throw a wrench in it because they have to, because they're sort of doing that investigation on the back end. If they do have a suspect in mind and we're sort of like giving it away here, right? I don't know. That's the only, like, this whole thing with the footprint threw a total wrench in it for me.
Me too, because
Nothing else did, but this one did.
100%, because at this point I'm thinking, and I have the whole time, like, Chris couldn't have been involved in this because he's been seen at his job site. It's known this, that, everything else, so I took his word for being what it was. I didn't like how he spoke, but that's just, my opinion on him as a person. But it still doesn't, just because he spoke that way and acted a certain way didn't make him involved. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to think that if the child took off barefoot, whether he be running, walking, whatever, and went that direction as if he was trying to get away from something, and then they track those footprints into that retention pond, and then there's nothing else that says it stopped right there. It ended right there. That's it. And either somebody grabbed him out of there and walked away with him and then went somewhere else and disposed of him, possibly. But where, when, and who? Okay. And that's why I'm so stuck on this. So and we've gone through with all of this tonight and proven multiple things that still don't make any sense. So none of your questions, Draw, are idiotic at all. We have the same exact questions you do.
It's just so
Absolutely.
it's so piecemeal. It is so
Oh, absolutely.
like
Yes.
it's gotten drips and drops of different things, and then the inconsistency in the story. Um, I just wanted to make one comment because I follow JLR and you and Clue. Those are my main
Right.
three.
Right.
You guys are my main squeezes, right?
I appreciate
So,
it.
so a lot of people in chat, in all the three chats, have asked about, you know, is it possible that they aren't giving the truth because they want to receive SSI checks monthly? Which actually, interestingly, Lori Vallow did for years,
Mhm.
actually, or
Mhm.
months, if not over a year. When her children were disposed of, she was getting SSI checks from her deceased husband, Joe. I mean, the
And
whole thing. But what I wanted to say is, in the case of this child, any child with a disability, not a deceased, because he had no deceased parents, so he didn't would not qualify for SSI or SSA.
right.
But any child that has a disability, i.e., let's say autism,
Hmm.
can qualify for federal monthly check through.
SSDI. Yes.
Thank you through that. But however, there is an income cap,
Oh yeah.
COP. Oh, I think it's about 60,000 bucks a year. So
Right.
to me, looking at their lifestyle, I don't think they earn
No.
less than 60,000 bucks a year.
That's there you go.
So
Right.
I
I don't
wanted to clarify that to the chats. I personally, knowing what I know as a physician, I don't think that these folks would qualify. So I don't think this has anything to do with getting checks
know.
or anything to do with, I think may have been a custody issue, right? With Seth and everything, but I don't think this kid was receiving any SSI, so I don't think they were in danger of losing that. And so looking at motive, for instance, I don't believe SSI checks had anything to do with it. Now, maybe it was that Seth would no longer be giving child custody payments. That could have been motive, but I just wanted to mention about the SSA.
And I've thought about everything you just said too, and I keep looking back at they have a $650,000 home. They live in a very, very high class neighborhood. She drives an Infinity SUV. He's got a very $90,000 truck. He's got a $200,000 RV. I don't think money's an issue for them. So I'm right there with that. Like to take away whatever he may be receiving in or forward child support would probably be a drop in the bucket to them. You know what I
Ex-
mean?
Exacto. Unless they're what we call up here in slang where I live, unless they're posers. Have you heard that
Well,
expression?
yes, I know what you mean.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like they're
They make
living,
it look like they're living that way. Right.
except but they have that hundreds of thousands in credit card debt. But somehow I don't
Good.
think they seem to be living quite well, and I doubt they're just posers. So yeah, they live better than I did.
Way better than a lot
It's
of.
like I'm like, where do they get that money? Oh my god. So anyway, yeah, I haven't even been on a vacation in 20 years, but okay. You don't want to judge. We don't want to, we don't want
Right.
to
Right.
judge others and be jealous, so I won't be. But it is remarkable to me, even in the face of his being a crane operator, because they earn excellent money. And I think that I'm sure he earns. I know I'm 99 that he earns well over 100K a year,
Oh,
and she
obviously.
earns well as an installation technician, not like that. But it is just remarkable to me that the whole lifestyle thing that they're doing. It is curious,
Right. Right. He owns a Harley Davidson motorcycle. They have they have a nice life. Okay. The inside of that house, I almost fell out of my chair looking at it. I mean, this is a beautiful home. They just live a very comfortable, happy lifestyle. Okay.
But
Um.
then he's been married 5 times apparently.
Right.
Does he by chance have 5 children, and is he paying 5 monthly custody?
Just one child that he has.
Just okay. And I did, by the way, the last thing I'm going to say, then I shall hush, is that Nancy Grace asked after his daughter, and that she had a room there, and he didn't want to talk about that. Does anybody know anything about that issue?
Other than what he said about the custody battle, and then he had some form of, wasn't there some form of uh, what was that? I don't know these terms that they're using, where the mother took out some kind of
Oh, an order
protection
of
order.
protection.
Yes,
Yes.
stuff like that. So there was issues, or they were issues between them, and he explained at that time, at that time, at that time. I
But
couldn't make heads of tails of it, but
currently, that daughter, from what I could glean from Nancy Grace's questions, that daughter has a bedroom in that house of Katie and Chris.
correct.
And then there was something, I felt like she was leading to something that maybe there was a problem or something between Sebastian and that girl. Like maybe there was tension, there was bad blood. I don't know. But he said, we're not going to just, basically, he didn't want to discuss that.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't get that part, so that's a good observation at all. The only thing I got from it was like she wasn't there at the time.
Yeah, but I got a little undertone, but maybe I'm reading into it. Who
No,
knows?
I mean you might be right. Honestly, it's a good observation. I didn't even think about that.
So anyway, what is your name that's you that is talking right now to
Oh,
me? What is your name?
That's Golf Inspector General. I'm sorry.
It's what, Inspector General?
Golf
Golf.
is
Go
Golf
ahead.
Inspector General.
Like golf as in playing golf?
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
dumb
good.
name.
No, not at all. I just don't have my glasses on, so all I see are blobs on my telephone screen here. Okay, so and then who is the other person? There's somebody else that's very quiet. There are 4 people.
Oh, Steve, he jumped up here a little bit ago and hasn't really got to say much of
I am
anything.
so sorry, Steve. I'm
No, it's
I'm
not
going to
you.
jump off now and listen to Steve and everybody.
Well, I appreciate it, Draw. You don't have to jump down. You're welcome to stay up here while he's saying. My apologies, Steve, that I didn't get to drag you into that. Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
Steve, I'm so sorry, Steve. And I'm going to jump off. Thanks for entertaining my questions, guys.
Absolutely, Draw. Always.
Okay.
I love when you jump up here. I love listening to your insight and actually the questioning. It kind of does make you back up and put it back together and look at it that way again too. So
Yeah.
I appreciate
I
you very
love
much.
it too. I love it too, Draw. I love your
Okay.
questions.
Well, thank you. Okay, guys, I'm going back to chat now. Good night.
Yes,
Good
ma'am. Have
night.
a great night and thank you again.
Okay, thanks you guys. Bye.
Thank you. I'll jump off too. I'll let Steve take over here.
Yeah, either way, whatever you're comfortable with, we got plenty of room. So
All right.
thank
All
you
right.
all very
See
much.
ya. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Steve, it's just you and me. What do you think, brother?
Well, I mean, I got 2 brother-in-laws that are cops. And
Right.
I asked them a lot of questions on this case here. They can tell when somebody's lying.
Right.
They can tell somebody when it's truth. Now, in North Carolina, it's a little bit different than Tennessee. North Carolina's on top of things. They more like South Carolina.
Okay.
You know, because everybody has different districts, so everybody goes by not always the same rules. But he was saying that when I heard about when they were going to have another meeting with the family, I know what they're going to say because what they told me, one of the brothers is a Cary police officer. He said, you know what they're going to say? If they can't, in a month, they should already have a lot of evidence, a lot of leads. What in the world is going on? Are they dropping the ball or what? You know, and this is what I really think the TV says. We're running out of answers.
Mm-hmm.
We're running out of, or we will drop this. I mean, they go put it in the side. They don't want to drop it. They probably put it in the side. You know how when some cases are like the Summer Wells case, where it's like,
Oh.
I don't have this. I don't have everything right now, right in front of me. So you get all the stuff. It's kind of like, are you really telling me that your really son did just walked out the freaking house and left with no shoes or no nothing? Do we really know all that? Because see, it's almost like they almost made up the story, and he might be somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost like that case that it kind of reminds me of a case they had, but they already solved it. They knew where he was.
Well, somebody else I was having a conversation with earlier this evening mentioned we were talking about it, and we broke it down to like we were both kind of back and forth with like, so what do you think this is going to turn out to be? What's the end result going to be? And they said that they very well could see this ending like the Summer Wells case. And it's sad to say it, but the way it's going right now, I could see this case going cold unless something gives and gives soon. Okay.
I mean, they're running. You know what I call it? It's called time.
Yeah.
The police officers don't like to run in a situation like this, and they keep doing this and they keep doing it, and there's no leads, there's no evidence. They're going to end up saying enough is enough.
Yeah, at some point they stop because they can't afford to spend any more resources on it, which is sad. You know, but it does happen. You're absolutely right.
And it's just like, I mean, everybody, and you can't really point fingers at Chris or Katie, the mom, or the father right now, because they really don't have the evidence to prove them guilty. You know what I mean? It's like okay, or something along the line is do they know anything? Do they go back to the bowling alley? Go back to where you were and figure out what happened.
Right.
Because there's somebody that's spying on them that I believe that's what happened. Like somebody like, you know, they got to figure it. But if they are lying, somebody's got to do something better than just getting the police. They don't have to get more than that.
Yeah.
They might have to step the FBI, federal business, whatever. You know, they're the ones that can do something, but there's only a limited time, and that's what I just believe, a limited time. And
sure.
You know,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, at some point, you know, law enforcement's going to have to back away if they don't have anything that pops up from this. Not saying that the parents will ever stop or that certain people will. There'll still be always people that will be looking and keeping this going, but the main agencies, the lead agencies, are going to back away from this at some point and say, okay, I'm sorry, but we can't continue looking at this because there's nothing. We're not getting anything. And that's when these cases like this go cold. That's the worst thing that could happen with this case. Okay. And it's sad, but it does happen a lot. It's basically happened with Summer Wells. There's quite a few other cases that has happened that way with guys that'll go on and on and on and on for years. And all of a sudden, well, we saw what happened with Delphi. 6 years, guys. I mean, come on. It's very sad. And honestly, unless something pops up, or somebody turns and says, hey, this is what happened. I know it happened. Here I am, blah, blah, blah. I have a bad feeling about this. And I was speaking to Clue and Cletus earlier. They said, yeah, they agreed, you know, or that's what Cletus actually said. He could see it happening. So I'm scared to death. That's what's going to happen with this. And it just can't with this case.
it was just like last night in here. 11-year-old in North Carolina had 11-year-old autism. Just walks out the door in the middle of the raining. And I said, now, what happened here? What in the world? And they found him last night in about 12 o'clock midnight. At least they found him, because that was like, whoa, I mean, it's 11-year-old, you know, it's like, wow, you know, so they found him.
And that does happen a lot. That, thank God. We had one about 5 years ago, a 3-year-old little girl. That one was a very strange situation. She went missing over a weekend, and they found her in the same spot after it was searched for 3 days. They found her cleaned and dressed in clean clothes in the same spot she disappeared from. as if somebody took her for the weekend and brought her back. It was very weird, but yeah, it does happen. Thank God. And the little girl was fine. There was nothing wrong with her, but I don't know. They think with that situation, somebody may have taken her. And when the parents went on TV and said, please, 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 blah, 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 crying, all that, that person felt guilty and brought that child back. But again, it doesn't happen all the time. And we end up in situations like this. There are a lot of times, guys, that they do turn up within a few hours or a day and everything's okay. It's rare, but it does happen. So those are the good ones. Those are the ones I like to see. I don't know. I just don't know. Let me see here. Backing up real quick. I appreciate your input too, by the way, Steve. Very much so.
Yeah.
What are you referring to, Gray Pearl? Just to catch up, I wasn't watching the chat very closely, Gray. Oh, generalization. Back up. Let me see here. Well, I will say this. Oh, hold on a minute. That's what Paul is saying is actually true. It can be, and here's the difference though. ADHD people, children, whatever, they can be categorized and fall into a hypersexuality category. Okay. It's part of the ADHD bracket, but an ADHD does fall up on the spectrum in some senses. My son has both. And he's not, but it does happen. I've seen a lot of stories that they are. Okay. So it's not really a bad thing per se, Gray, if that's what you were referring to. It's just, it is a generalization in the sense of it does happen with a lot of ADHD patients, I guess we can call them, or diagnoses that do fall into the spectrum at the same time too. So now going back to that whole comment about Sebastian having issues getting in people's bubbles and spaces, Caden is like that. He was like that until we taught him. He still does it from time to time, but he does know it better than he used to, is what I'm saying. It is an issue. Now, I can't imagine that would be the issue with this, but you never know. You guys never, you never know. I kind of followed into that conversation over here. You guys were having to try to figure it out, but it's not a far off theory, Paula. It's really not. Because it was kept a secret. If you remember, like it's something that didn't want to be spoken about. So, sorry, Steve. Go ahead with anything you were going to say. I just meant to follow that up over there.
Well, I mean, because I'm kind of new in the true crime, and
yeah,
I used to be doing a lot of karaoke and all that stuff with the Filipinos, and
okay.
But I said I got to stop. I can't do it. No more. It's just working me up, but I still say hello to them, and it's not just to say, a lot of people don't like to be on the panel all the time, and
right,
and let somebody else to get up a panel. I'd have a little bit of fun with them a little while. But I look at all the people that's in true crime, the ones that talks about stories. Some of them I disagree, and some I agree. Now, I mean, I do follow JR Investigates and a bunch of other ones, Dolly Vision as well. But that's the only ones that comes on live and shoots to the point a lot of times. I said, man, that's good, but sometimes they'll end up speculating. I said, man, you can't speculate. You got to know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to get, I give my research to the news, but sometimes the news don't get the information until they get the information.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if they don't have the information, they won't say nothing. And it's like
Right.
they don't get it in the morning, or they get it in the afternoon lives, or they get it in the evening, and they don't get it because until they get the information, they will say it to the public, and it's like anything else. And I don't never really when I go to if I go to JR, I don't say nothing. I just listen because sometimes it's better not even say nothing in the chat, and so you don't get everything all screwed up. But you know how people are in the chat, so I just don't say nothing. But I
Right.
always say hey to him. Sometimes he don't even pay attention to his chat half the time. But
Yeah. Gotcha.
and but I remembered how I got followed JR. He was following the Dante Gamagete case, and he was out there with that camera every day. Every day he was out there searching that Dante comment. He was probably the strongest one out there in Pennsylvania because he knew that's where he's from. It's
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. But I'll tell you what, I never thought they would never catch that guy. Um, but they did. Finally.
Mm-hmm.
He went right back to where he needed to be.
Right.
But I think every creator's a little different. Everybody's got how they really want it to be done. Dolly's kind of like he wants to play that funny game, but I mean that's just Dolly. That's how Dolly is. He used to not do that. He used to do a lot of what they call sports stuff. At one time, but I don't know. He said he's going to start back doing some stuff like that, but he enjoys doing this. But I think what I see, it really unorganized when they went down there. Well, there was a process that you had to go through. I think you had to sign up, you had to show your driver license and all that, and they want people to help out searching. Be honest, that's what they need.
Mm-hmm.
But they're running out of what I call some things. But they said they're going to go home on Saturday because I guess it's because of Easter. I think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Family, but that's about it. But I know JR is back home because he left.
Yeah, he went home and went live from his home at that point. Said he was back.
Dolly went home too. So.
Right. Absolutely. Well, guys, we've actually talked about quite a bit tonight. We've been up here about 3 hours now. Yeah. Does anybody else have anything else they want to add into this at all for tonight? I see no one saying, yeah. I can't put it together, guys. I can't make it make sense right now because of on and off, the things that we're seeing and hearing. I can't put it together. He said he's coming back. I will tomorrow. Oh, okay, Tomboy. I appreciate your input too, Steve, very much. It's nice to have you up here tonight, for sure. A little bit as I will tomorrow too. Yeah, it's late. I think everybody's getting tired too.
Yeah.
And so I think that probably will do it for tonight then. So it's probably I think I might do another one of these. And we didn't really get to take any calls, so that way I can do call-ins too. So I may do this again tomorrow, guys. Appreciate it, guys. Very much. Draw, thank you for jumping up. Clue and Cletus for jumping up. Steve, I appreciate you very much. Golf Inspector, always a pleasure. I appreciate all of you guys jumping up here and everybody's input over here in chat as well. You guys are amazing. As always, a great show, and a lot of input and a lot of things to think about, guys. A lot of things to think about, in my opinion, as to how any of this makes sense. So, that being said, I think that's gonna shut her down for tonight. And once again, guys, We got to get this out there. We got to keep this out there. We got to keep this case hot. We can't let it go cold. I don't care what the situation is. We got to keep talking about this, until something happens, period. So everybody here, once again, thank you all very much. Steve, thank you for jumping up here tonight with me. I appreciate you very much. Mods, great job. Like I said, the rest of you guys, please do me a big favor. Don't forget to love yourselves, love each other, and don't change a thing about yourselves, because you are the beautiful people. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your night, guys. I will see you all very soon. Good night and God bless. Bye, folks. Bye-bye.
Hey.